hardest offseason ever. Sure was. We actually had a winter this year. We played a part of that. Mini Stocks, new division title sponsor here for the Mini Stocks. Thank you to HRW Automotive for all they do every time for years as division sponsor, but nonetheless, we are ready to go with the first qualifier of the 90 minutes.
And it is the Hallmark Mechanical qualifiers for the Insta Insulation Mini Stocks, Greg.
And already here in this first qualifying heat, we're going to see last year's champion. She's starting in back, Jillian Hills. Let's have a look at this Hallmark Mechanical qualifying heat race number 1 lineup on pole out of Niagara Falls in the 5K. It's Ken Hare to the outside, and Chippewa, the ex-Jeremy Cooper. He had a big one last year, as did Ken Hare. Nick Erskine from Brantford in the 64, looking up and down the season he had last year. He'll start in that third spot.
Down, but he doesn't. The car's still turning.
Three-car breakaway at the front. It's Ken Hare, Jeremy Cooper, and Nick Erskine is hanging right there with the top two. Big gap back to Mason Anderson. But for Anderson, he started in 8th, worked his way up to the 4th spot in that brand new ride.
Look at the top two. What are the odds? 2 cars the same color. That color.
Not a typical race color that you would see. That definitely 1 and 2 right now. Looking sharp, looking fast. The color's working for him as they come down 2 laps left to go. Jeremy Cooper in that 2nd spot, feeling some pressure now from Nick Erskine.
Erskine pokes to the inside, down into turns 1 and 2. He'll fall back in line. They've got half a straightaway lead over Mason Anderson. The battle continues. Wade Thorne, Jillian Hills, Jeff Elsiger, all racing for the 5th spot.
Coming down this time by to the Mobile 1, white flag, 1 more trip around. Now Cooper down to the inside of Ken Hare, going down into corner number 1. The 3-car breakaway heating up for the win here in the first qualifying heat.
Ken Hare closed the door. Cooper had to slide up in line behind him one final time down into 3 and 4. Hare's going to defend the inside. He'll run the bottom through 3 and 4. The car gets squirrely off the corner, but he's going to hang on and win Hallmark Mechanical qualifier number 1. Jeremy Cooper's 2nd, Nick Erskine 3rd, then it's Mason Anderson and Jillian Hills rounding out the top 5.
Wade Thorne comes home in the 6th spot. And then it was Jeff Elslager in the 7th position, Rogan Monahan 8th. And some confusion there on our timing and scoring right now. We got double drivers in some positions. Nonetheless, first qualifier completed for the Insta Insulation Mini Stocks. Qualifier number 2 rolling out onto the Speedway on the pole for this one from Waterdown in the 01. It's Tristan De Silva alongside from Port Colborne, the 71C, Ray Sorenzia. Starting in 3rd, Stephen Overhoff from Waynefleet in the 00. Steve Miller back for another season from Paris in the 79. Rodney Rutherford out of Waterdown, the 24R. He'll line up in the 5th spot. Fabio Oliveri from Ancaster in the 16. He lines up in position number 6. Going 7th out of York in car number 9, it's Tim DeBoer. Bill Pearsall in the 38P starts in the 8th spot. John Jansen. John Jansen's in the 66, rolls off in 9th. Starting in 10th out of Hagersville, the 23, Dusty DeBoer. Mark Deagle out of Hamilton in the 12 lines up in the 11th spot. Mike Sarantakos from Smithville in the 6X will start in 12th. 13th is Doug Erskine from Brantford in the 44. And Nathan Joyner from Smithville in the 20J starts 14th.
How about that look for the 44 machine?
I had to do a double take when it said 44 Doug Erskine.
Yeah. Even his shirt says 64 when he went to sign in tonight. But some cool looks. Ray Sorrenzia has a beautiful number 71. Bill Pearsall in the 38 from Puss Lynch. And then that 44 machine, which is a throwback to Terry Labonte, I believe. You'd know better than I would.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's the old Piedmont colors. And, of course, in the past, he's driven the Tony the Tiger scheme. So I'm all about that. Tristan De Silva will bring them to the green flag in the Halnor Mechanical Heat Race number 2 for the Insta Insulation Mini Stocks. They'll come to the Asphalt Works green flag. Well, no, caution's going to stay on the racetrack. Not sure why the holdup here on this one, but nonetheless.
What a beautiful night for opening night. Am I crazy, Greg? Or
yes.
Or should there be leaves on the trees by now?
Yeah.
I guess
probably should.
Did we just skip spring? Like, spring is on pause.
Yeah, this time of year the leaves are always out.
I would have thought, but then
the maple leaves too.
I see what you did there.
Okay, we'll try it again. The Asphalt Works green flag off of corner number 4. Tristan De Silva, Ray Sorrenzia on the front row. 8 laps the distance in the second of 2 qualifiers. Whoa, 4 wide at the start-finish line.
Might as well. Track's wide enough, might as well use it.
Down the back chute they go. Fabio Oliveri jumps up there from that 6th starting spot into the 2nd position, tracking down Tristan De Silva. Here he comes down to the inside line, and Fabio, I think he'd like to forget 2024. This is what we expect out of him, running right up there, challenging for the lead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But that Gibbs Action Sports number 01 of Tristan De Silva looking good. They always keep their fans updated on social media, what they're doing, what they're working on the race car. His dad, Mark De Silva, puts a lot of time into that machine. DeBoer is down on the inside. Dusty DeBoer in the 23, Tim DeBoer in the 9. As they work down the back stretch, Dusty looking to the inside of Tristan De Silva in corner number 3. Side by side off turn number 4, De Silva with that preferred outside line. You get better momentum from being up top of the banking, so you're able to keep up more speed. Side by side, down the back stretch, Dusty DeBoer. Edges ahead just slightly over Tristan De Silva coming to the cross flags. Carter Long atop the flag stand for another season, and Tristan De Silva will lead the lap. Tim DeBoer just got awful squirrely there in the 3rd spot. How about Bill Pearsall in the 38? To my knowledge, Bill has not done much dirt racing in his career. Up there challenging for a top 5 at the moment. As they work off of corner 4, this time by Dusty DeBoer is definitely going to lead the lap and bring Tim DeBoer along with him. Tristan De Silva slides back to 3rd. Rodney Rutherford to the outside of Bill Pearsall. Pearsall going to clear him in turn number 2. We got a pair of DeBoers out front. Dusty leading the way over Tim. Tristan De Silva has drifted back to that 3rd spot as we've got 2 laps to go. A lot of racing going on behind the DeBoers. Fabio Oliveri and Bill Pearsall duking it out. Rodney Rutherford's right there. Pearsall up to the 3rd spot, gets by De Silva now. I believe that car was built by Glenn Hills. Glen Hills knows how to make fast mini stocks, and Bill Pearsall's proven that right now as the white flag flies. Can he break up this DeBoer top two?
Looks to the inside. Tim DeBoer shuts the door. As they go down to the back stretch, it's going to be Bill Pearsall now looking to the outside as we'll come to the checkered flag, this time by Dusty DeBoer. Looks like he'll be able to hold on. The battle's for second. Tim DeBoer holds on.
Wow, a dead heat. Our first night of the year, we've got a dead heat for second place.
Man, almost need a line to
Not
figure out
do
who
it.
was ahead.
We're not going there, Greg.
I will. So Tim DeBoer, Bill Pearsall, both .299 seconds behind the winner in that one. As we get ready for the ROC Sportsman.
A throwback to what used to be the headline division here at the Big O back in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Here's how they'll line up for heat race number 1. On the pole from Fenwick, the 74 is Taylor Vanderzanden. Alongside from Niagara Falls, the 78 junior is Nigel Pendakoski. Starting third from St. Catharines, the 68 is Curtis Friesen. And lining up fourth from Port Colborne, the 185 is Tyler Pachalski. Starting fifth from Fort Erie, the 24 is Doug Walsh Jr. Sixth out of Black Creek, the 88 is Elijah Nutt. Starting seventh from Thorold, the 96 Tyler LaFantasy. And rounding out the field from Niagara Falls, the 391 is Trevor Pitt.
ROC Sportsman Heats brought to you by Plastic Auto Recyclers. Asphalt Works green flag goes up in the air. They're already 3 wide heading down the front stretch. Down into corner number 1. Vanderzanden on the bottom. He'll carry it off of corner number 2. Pendakoski to the outside.
Down into 3 and 4, and the Sportsman, even in hot laps, seem to be really favoring the inside of the racetrack. Curtis Friesen in that 68. Working on Pachalski for the third spot. Pachalski, though, with a big run into turn number 1, carries that speed off of the second corner.
Still Vanderzanden out in front. Carries it off at corner number 4. Pendakoski back there in the second position. Here comes a challenge by Curtis Friesen on the inside of Pachalski as they'll go wheel to wheel down into corner number 3.
I'll never forget the night Curtis Friesen won the Dirt Sportsman Trail Race here at OHSWEKEN. He got thrown out in tech for his roof angle. And what a shame, because he drove a whale of a race that night.
Pendakoski now to the top spot. Gets by Taylor Vanderzanden. Cross flags go up at the start-finish line. Taylor's going to fight right back down to the inside.
Nothing doing on the inside there. Pendakoski continues to lead down the back straightaway. A good battle on the track for the 4th spot. Pachalski's got it. Doug Walsh right behind him.
Pendakoski now pulling away from Vanderzanden. Then it's Curtis Friesen back in the 3rd spot. Tyler Pachalski riding now in position number 4. Doug Walsh Jr. in that 24 rides in 5th.
2 laps to go this time. Pendakoski putting a little bit of daylight between himself and Taylor Vanderzanden in the 2nd spot as we've got one off the pace. Tyler Pachalski.
To get there.
And that's going to bring out a yellow flag. Something amiss on the rear end of that race car. You can see it looks to me like it's sitting awfully low.
Sterling Lubricants on the side of the car, one of tonight's race night sponsors, based out of Rochester, New York. Good supporters of motorsports in this region.
Clinton Jeffrey is on the scene here tonight, but with it being opening night and him being the general manager of the racetrack, there's always quite a few, I wouldn't say fires to put out, but there's pressing issues that he tends to deal with early in the night, but we'll be hearing from him a little bit later on. Turn 1 has some character so far, and that was a bit of a concern going in, especially with the Outlaws coming this early in the year. The practice nights, it was phenomenal. Had a little bit of a dip. I think we got a little bit more here tonight, but still the track in great shape for springtime. I
did notice prior to hot laps they were doing some wheel packing with the sprint cars, which is traditionally something we only see on Nationals weekend, but you have to wonder if those extra laps maybe help as well.
We don't do that every night?
Not normally.
You sure?
No.
You're normally napping up here in the tower or eating ice cream.
I did neither tonight.
That's why you were able to see them doing their track packing.
Okay. Busted.
I was a little bit slow on the uptake there. I'll do better.
So it looks like you're right, something wrong in the rear end of that car. They're going to hook up there to the rear end of Tyler Pacholski's 185. And a couple of laps left to go here for the ROC Sportsman in qualifying heat number 1 of 3 tonight. Still to come, Middleport Mechanical Thundertocks and the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division also on the card. 360s off tonight. Getting ready, a number of them with 410 motors. Came and practiced over the 2 test and tune nights. So those drivers getting ready to go Wednesday and Thursday night here at the Big O. The first time the World of Outlaws have been here at OHSWEKEN Speedway since 2017. And if you haven't seen them, well, it's the greatest show on dirt. That's all you can say.
It is the greatest show on dirt. Camping sold out in like 2 weeks back in December, I believe.
Yeah, right now they're in Pennsylvania. I think they're at Williams Grove tonight and tomorrow night. And then they'll make their way across the border.
I watched the heat races the other night from, where were they at, Lincoln?
Lincoln, yeah.
Man, did they ever junk some cars. You hate seeing that.
Yeah, when you see them here, it's I mean, the 360s put on a great show. You see the speed, especially when you're down by the fence, and it's just those 410s. It's just another level, and if you've never experienced it, you'll definitely want to be here Wednesday and Thursday night. Tickets still available online.
I think it was the second practice night, but I could be wrong. There were 5 410s out to turn hot laps. And I was back in the pits because Connor was practicing, so I was with him in his car. And just to hear the 410s,
yeah,
it's a noticeable difference.
They sound hungry.
Yeah, right?
Fastest lap ever here at OHSWEKEN Speedway is still set by Craig Kinzer, and it's in the 11-second bracket, is it not? I'll look that up, but I'm pretty sure that's where it's high 11s.
And that's just silly.
Trying to see. Here it is here. And that was 2010.
We're looking at 16-second laps here tonight by these Sportsman cars.
Sorry, it was 12:04.7.
Wow.
That was the lap. I'm thinking when they ran at Brockville.
Okay.
I think it was just the 1 year they went to Brockville, and it was like 10, 11 second, just insane. And they'll be going to Cornwall next Sunday after they're here for the 2 nights as well. So if you want to follow the Outlaws, there's your chance for 3 nights of racing.
Road trip.
You won't be disappointed going to Cornwall. That's
no.
for sure.
Green flag back out for the Race Champion Sportsman Series. Pendekoski with a good launch. Gets up into the line he wants. Curtis Friesen working the inside. Gets a little bit loose, but he'll race side by side with Taylor van der Zanden.
And Doug Welch Jr. back there as well, kind of sticking the nose in, trying to be a part of this one. As the Mobile One white flag is out.
Nigel Pendekoski, after a great early race battle with Taylor van der Zanden, gets out in front. He's going to score the win in heat race number 1. Van der Zanden second. Then it's Friesen, Walsh, LaFantasy, Nutt, Pitt, and Pacholski.
1 in the books, 2 to go for the ROC Sportsman. Again, their qualifying heats brought to you by Plazic Auto Recyclers.
Heat race number 2 lines up like this. On the pole from Fort Erie, the 18R is Brad Rouse. Starting second from St. Catharines, the 28 is Mitch Dumont. Rolling off third. In the 12 out of Port Colborne is Jacob Chevalier. Alongside him, another second-generation racer from Port Colborne, the 99P Junior of Mateo Penante. Starting fifth out of Thorold, the 13M is Daniel McKay. Starting sixth from Port Colborne, the 5S is Matt Sharp. Rounding out the field in the 25 from Stevensville, it's Chris Hawkins.
8 laps the distance, qualifier number 2. Couple of visits by the Sportsman last year. They were part of the first ever Thunderstock Nationals, which this year now will include the mini stock. So that's going to be a good end of the season big event for our mini stocks this year.
And that's a big deal for the mini stock drivers.
Yeah.
Right? To have a Nationals, just like it was for the Thunderstocks when that came out. It really, they show up in numbers to support the big events. But really, if you have a subpar season, you can make up for everything in one night.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. You can do it all there in that big event. So that'll be on the Thursday night of Nationals weekend.
You could have a Fabio Oliveri season.
Yeah.
Come out and win that race, and all is
forgotten.
right.
All's forgotten. Brad Rouse will lead them down into corner number 1. And that Sanamon, number 18R.
Mitch Dumont in the second spot. Kind of a cool paint scheme. I'm thinking it's a throwback, Greg, but I don't know what it's a throwback to.
Yeah, it's got that vintage chrome painted look numbers on that car.
Mm-hmm. He'll run in the second spot. Jacob Chevalier there in third with Mateo Penante right behind him in the fourth position. Everybody working the bottom of the racetrack for now here in the early going of Sportsman Heat Race number 2.
Kind of reminds me of Jack Johnson. At one point, did he not have orange and black for a season or two? It looks a little like he always had that chrome painted number on the car. I know that much, but
if anybody knows watching the stream, feel free to throw it in the comments. I love the fact that people are checking in. I've seen them checking in from all over North America.
Yeah, we got to welcome Randy back. Randy from Texas. He has been a long-time viewer. Of course, when things got going during COVID in 2020, Randy was a die-hard fan, and he still is. So thanks for tuning in again, Randy.
He tunes in every Tuesday to Rivals Race Chat, just like you do, Greg.
I do, once in a while.
You lie.
I did tune in for the night that Clint that had a little bit of a...
The night Clint went off the rails?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if he did that every week, I'd be there, man.
Right.
2 laps left to go. Brad Rouse.
It's not very often I sit back because I add color. That's my job. I got nothing. There was nothing I could add to this that would provide any value.
Mobile 1 white flag out for Brad Rouse. I think I messaged you the next day and said the most enjoyment I got out of that episode was watching your face and not knowing what to say.
It was a great night. It was good. He was passionate.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
Absolutely.
Checkered flag in the air for Heat Race number 2. Brad Rouse going to bring it home. Mitch Dumont doing a great job keeping up with the 18R. Jacob Chevalier, Mateo Penante, Matt Sharp, Chris Hawkins, and Daniel McKay round out the field.
Two in the books. One more to go for the ROC Sportsman.
Always good to see the Scott Nickies roll into town with the Race of Champions series. They've been doing this for quite a while. We got one stopped up in turn number 3. Not sure what's amiss there, but let's give you the starting lineup. Scheduled to roll off from the pole from St. Catharines, the 72 is James Friesen. To his outside, also from St. Catharines, the number 7, Cody McPherson. Starting third from Port Robinson, the 108 is Bill Bleach. In fourth from Bloomfield, the 11 is Dan Ferguson. Starting in fifth, hailing from turn number 2 right here at Ohsweken Speedway, the 0 is the Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Stiers. Starting sixth from Ridgeway, the 3N is Noah Mamo. And rounding out the field from St. Catharines, the 29 is Matthew Jessam. So whatever was going on with James Friesen, he's back up to speed, working his way towards the front of the field.
So the field getting doubled up, and it looks like they'll come to the Mobile 1 white flag this time by.
And I think Clint was saying James Friesen runs with the small blocks with the 358s at Merrittville, but because this is a race of champions, not dirt car, he can come back and play with the Sportsman, right, Clint?
Yeah, same thing with Brad Rouse, is also getting a chance to come back to his roots and play with it. James Michael Friesen pulled out. He had a battery issue there, and they got this one sorted out. So he was having some problems with the car. They got it fixed, and he's ready to go. Was that me breaking up, or is it my earphones breaking out?
No, you sounded good to me.
All right.
One car missing. Looks like Dan Ferguson not going to make the call. Actually, nope, just the one car missing.
Huh. He was fast in practice.
Yep. Green flag out, and off they go in the third and final qualifying heat of the night for the ROC Sportsman. Side by side, McPherson and Friesen. They'll hustle down the backstretch into 3.
How much side-by-side racing have these two veterans done over the years? Friesen down low, McPherson up high. McPherson will get the advantage. James Friesen going to fall in line in that Bobcat of Hamilton 72.
Earlier on in the evening during Carmen's hot lap session, it was James Michael Friesen fastest in his group. He'll see if he can find a little bit more speed and get back by Cody McPherson.
Running in the third spot, Bill Bleach all by his lonesome. Then a few car lengths back, Glenn Stiers trying to hold off Noah Mamo in the 3N. Matthew Jessam keeping pace with them.
3 laps on the board, 5 to go. ROC Sportsman, final qualifier. McPherson now pulling away from Friesen. Bleach riding back there in the third spot. Then Glenn Stiers sits in fourth, coming to the cross flags.
Halfway through this one, McPherson with about a 10-car length advantage over James Friesen. Friesen going to change up his line. He'll drive to the inside down in turn number 1. Not sure if that was an improvement or not, because he kind of slides up in turn 2. You give away what you gain, but let's see here at this stripe. Cody McPherson faster by about 1/10 of a second, and don't look now, but here comes Bill Bleach looking to pick up that second spot.
Yeah, Bleach closing the gap here, as this time that'll be 2 laps left to go, says Carter Long atop the flag stand. McPherson continuing to pull away. And Bleach trying to reel in that 72. He'll get a little closer that time off of 2.
You can really see it there in 1 and 2, where James Friesen is sliding up the banking from the center of 1 to the exit of 2. Bill Bleach is turning down the back straightaway and able to keep his foot down. So right there, Friesen sliding up, Bleach getting that forward bite as he closes the gap on the backstretch.
Checkers coming out, third and final heat. Goes to Cody McPherson over James Michael Friesen. Then it's Bill Bleach. Glenn Stiers will cross the line in fourth. Then it's Noah Mamo and Matthew Jessam and Dan Ferguson with a DNS. ROC Sportsman qualifying completed. Up next, Middleport Mechanical Thundertocks with their first of 2 qualifiers. These brought to you by Hunsingers.
I'll give us our first Case IH track report of the year, guys. Track has come in nice. We've had 2 nights of practice here, but, you know, we got a bit of a character groove, as I'll call it here. You see it starting to build a ridge right here in the middle. We don't normally see that, and these Sportsman cars will exasperate that throughout the night, and it goes all the way through exit there. Track is still very tacky, but obviously an early season race for us. We want to welcome our new friends from WG Truck Centers. They will be hosting our restart zone for the rest of the year, so welcome WG Truck Centers to the OHSWEKEN family, guys.
Starting on the pole for this one out of Hamilton, the 07 Scott McPhail, alongside from Caledonia, the 88L, it's Logan Ferguson. Starting in third from London, the 76 is Jamie Googe. Brian Passetti from Hamilton, the 62, lines up in the 4th spot. Mike Klazinga from Hagersville, the 93K, starts in 5th. 6th will be Tim Phelan from Binbrook in the 427. Last year's champ, the big dog, Ryan Beagle out of Victoria in the 84RK, lines up in the 7th spot. 8th will be Keith Dale out of Niagara Falls in the 26th. Blake Bomberry Jr. from OHSWEKEN in the 24 starts in the 9th spot, with Go Fast Teeple from Thorold in the 11 going 10th. Zach Bleach out of Port Robinson, the 108, starts in the 11th spot. 12th will be Kyle Andrus from Hamilton, the 43. Ryan Dinning, car number 8.
Trouble.
And trouble already for Keith Dale.
Got into Smoky Tim Phelan.
And I believe that'll be our first Dixieland Grill caution flag of the night.
Second.
Second, yes, Tyler Pacholski, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Far be it from me to
Man.
correct you, Greg.
Far be it from you to be right for a change. Wow.
It's 2025. It's a new year, my friend.
I guess. Ryan Dinning finish off this running order. Ryan Dinning also out there in car number 8 from Hagersville. Casey Huffman from Brantford in the 13. Started off in the 14th spot. And Braden Burning out of OHSWEKEN in the 21J started back there in the 15th spot.
So, did we talk in the fall about getting together this off-season?
I don't.
Did we not say we were going to have lunch or dinner? And then the end of the conversation was, no, we're just going to talk about it, but not do it. I'll see you on opening night.
There you go. I took that part literal.
Yep.
That's usually how it goes, right, guys? Just want to talk about the lineups here tonight. It is opening night, so everybody will draw for their starting position. The top 4 in each of these qualifiers will go into the top 8 redraw to decide the starting position for tonight's feature, guys.
Awesome. And if you thought you were seeing double like Greg was in practice, Bella General is driving the former Casey Huffman car. Casey Huffman is driving the Casey Huffman car. For those of you scoring at home. So we've got the 13 Camaro by Casey Huffman here this evening. And in the next qualifying heat is former car, the Metric chassis.
Guys, just want to send a shout out to Jim Lampman and Karen at their new house up north. This is the first night in 11 years that they've missed any Thunderstock events here at OHSWEKEN. So we miss you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying the fresh air up north.
Yeah, don't give them a I want to shout them out for not being here. Come back.
How do I get you to move north?
It's not likely.
Right now, guys, we're at 29 cars. We will not have a B main unless we get to 30. So we will start all 29 unless we get a latecomer.
So Scott McPhail, Logan Ferguson will line up again here on this restart. No laps complete. Mike Klazinga. Is this the year? Does he get to victory lane?
Right?
Man, he's right there.
Hey, which panels do you figure Tim Phelan replaced this offseason?
I noticed that. Tim's a great guy. I always get to talk to him during the offseason because I like him and I talk to people I like during the offseason.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And, man, what a great guy. He loves his racing, and he's out there but didn't quite get all the paint finished.
No, there's a couple of cars like that as Dale goes around again there in turn number 3. He's going to get that car pointed in the right direction. Out in front, how about Logan Ferguson?
Yeah, back half of last year, Logan really started to show some speed, so continuing that momentum from last year. Leading the way now over Mike Klazinga. McPhail back to third, Zach Bleach to his outside.
Defending track champion Ryan Beagle.
Oh! Wow, that was almost bad.
Tim Phelan almost ate Ryan Dinning there.
We stay green. Logan Ferguson, Mike Klazinga 1 and 2, and then you've got a tight battle with Beagle, Bleach, and McPhail. Beagle up to the third spot now. Kyle Andrus headed to the pit area.
Yeah, Andrus got a little squirrely there in 1 and 2, made the decision to head off to the pits. Logan Ferguson continues to work the outside groove. That's higher than we've seen anybody drive here tonight. but making it look good. And that black number 88, Klazinga, closed in, but he's not really able to do anything with him as Ryan Beagle runs in third, trying to mount a challenge for the second spot.
Notice Ryan Beagle this year, part of the D&O Towing family as they sponsor the defending champion. And he'll move into the second spot by Klazinga. And then gets right up in his lane. Klazinga had to let up a little.
Of course, Beagle dethroned Dave Bailey, who had won 7 consecutive track titles.
I think for Ryan it was just more relief because he came so close the year before and things happened that were out of his control this year. Last year it just played out, got that championship, and I don't think there was anyone disappointed for him. I don't even think Dave Bailey was disappointed.
I don't think so, and I had a fun interview with Ryan on our media day, which I'm sure we'll see at some point this year, and he talked about how it felt to get it.
Make that 2 laps left to go. Ryan Beagle out in front of Logan Ferguson, your new leader. In that Ackland Insurance 84 RK, Ferguson back to second, Klazinga holding on to third.
Jamie Goodge going a lap down, but holding a steady line up the outside, giving the leaders lots of room as Ryan Beagle drives under the white flag. 1 more lap to go.
Beagle set sail down the back stretch into corner 3 for the final time. Checkers coming out. And Hunsinger's heat race number 1 for the Thundertocks goes to Ryan Beagle over Logan Ferguson. Mike Klazinga, Zach Bleach in the 4th spot. 5th will go to Scott McPhail, the pole sitter. Casey Huffman 6th. Then it ends up being Tim Phelan over Brian Passetti.
Yeah, Passetti just lost a right rear.
Yeah, it's still going.
He did a real nice job.
Go ahead, sing it.
You picked a fine time to leave me loose, wheel.
There's a couple times I thought you were going to go totally flat on the notes there, but you nailed it. Well done.
Thank you, Greg. That was very kind of you. I've been practicing. I don't rehearse much when it comes to announcing. We just turn on the microphones and go. But
the singing.
That's all I sang in karaoke all winter long.
Man, they had to corral that tire. Good job.
They patiently waited for it to stop and lay down.
Heat race 2 lining up on the high side of 3 and 4. Again brought to you by Hunsingers. Rob Hoskins, who won the Miska Trailer last year at the banquet. Every year Miska Trailers gives away a trailer to one of the mini stock and Thunderstock perfect attendance drivers, and the random draw took place at the banquet. Rob Hoskins walked away with that, and now he'll start on the pole for qualifier number 2. Dave Bailey, 7-time right there to the outside from Hagersville in the 49. He'll start in the second spot. Rob Disher, the Rocket Man's back out of Grimsby in the 17, starting in third. Mitch Petta from Waynefleet in the 77 rolls off in the 4th position with George Grossel from Canfield in the 03 starting 5th. Steve Shaw Sr. from Merlin in the 96 rolls off in the 6th position. 7th, Brando Green Stiers from right here in Ohsweken, the 81. Starting in 8th, Brian General from Ohsweken, the 69G. Mike Thorne out of Caledonia. And the Burger Barn Strong, 55. Starts in 9th. 10th, Nick Massey out of Wellandport. In the 222, Trevor DeBoer from Hagersville, the 23, starts 11th. 12th, John Overholt out of Welland in the 96-0. Mark Bazine starts 13th from Caledonia, the 21X. And Bella General from Six Nations in the 13X starts 14th. And Rob Disher laying down the smoke screen.
Yeah, Disher was out for at least one of the practice nights, but coming up to speed here, putting a lot of smoke out the back of the 17. Doesn't seem to be slowing him down.
Out in front, it's all Dave Bailey. But you see Rob Disher right in the thick of some traffic right now. Mike Thorne working gingerly to his inside. Doesn't appear to be any fluid coming out of the car.
No.
Oh.
Things getting a little squirrely right in front of them.
Rob Hoskins chasing down Shaw for that second spot. Now we take a look at this battle again, this big pack of cars. Grossel in a new ride this year. Is that Donnie Lamlin's car?
Oh, maybe so.
Not. I don't.
I'm not. Maybe Clint will know. Mitch Petta doing a great job out there in the 5th spot, able to hold these drivers off.
How about Trevor DeBoer? He started in 11th, and he's in 3rd right now. He's hauled the mail to work through all of that.
And he's maintaining that traditional DeBoer paint scheme from the old Cayuga Speedway Thunderstock days, Thundercar days.
Halfway home. Shaw feeling pressure from Trevor DeBoer for that runner-up spot. It's all Dave Bailey out in front. The battle for the 2nd spot. Trevor DeBoer right there, door to door. Steve Shaw Sr. in the 96. Rob Hoskins not too far behind these two drivers. And you've got Nick Massey back there in the 222, riding in the 5th position.
Nick Massey messaged me earlier on to say he'd be racing the 222. And we've got to change his hometown to Casterville.
Ah. 2 laps left to go. As Dave Bailey works across the start-finish, well, I'd say line, but we don't have one.
Oh, you won't give that up, will you?
Shaw still feeling pressure from DeBoer, but boy, he's holding him off lap after lap. Good battle for the 2nd position.
Steve Shaw knows how to keep someone behind him, that's for sure. As the white flag flies for Dave Bailey, Shaw's got to keep that 23 back for one more lap as they work down the front straightaway. DeBoer was looking to the inside, then tucks in line. A look to the inside again in turn number 1.
Dave Bailey rolls through 3 and 4 for the final time. Hunsinger's qualifying heat number 2 for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks goes to Dave Bailey, and the battle for 2nd. Here they come off of corner 4. Shaw will hold on over Trevor DeBoer. Then it's Rob Hoskins and Nick Massey completing the top 5 over George Grossel, Mike Thorne, Rob Disher. That car stayed together, so that smoke definitely didn't slow him down, but we'll have to have a look at that one. Things ended under caution after the leaders had taken the checkered flag. I think there's
Mitch Petta didn't get around.
Yep.
Bummer. He ran in the top 5 for most of that race.
So that concludes qualifying for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks, leaving us with just qualifying heats for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division.
It is the DJD Graphics qualifying heat races for the Strickland's GMC Crate Sprints. Heat race number 1 going to line up like this. On the pole in the 53 from Jerseyville, it's Logan Schwedick starting 2nd out of Kitchener, the 50 LS of Adrian Staley. 3rd from Cambridge, the 44 is Connor Ross, and 4th from Hagersville, the 24K is Keanna Teal. Starting 5th out of Wayne Fleet in the BS 39, it's Brett Stratford. 6th from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. 7th from Baden, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. 8th from Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. Starting 9th from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. And rounding out the field from Hamilton, news of the dirt racing scene, great to have them. Former TQ midget racers, former go-kart racers, Darren McLennan behind the wheel of the 78.
Remember earlier on we were talking about Bill Pearsall in the mini stocks and the qualifying heats and how Glenn Hills knows how to build a fast car. Well, Tommy Gooch just messaged me. Bill Pearsall set the new mini stock track record in that qualifying heat, beating a record set by Nick Massey, who we just saw in the Thunderstocks from 2018.
Wow.
The old record was 20.584. The new one, 20.486. Congratulations, Bill Pearsall, new track record holder in the mini stocks tonight.
Man, that's pretty cool.
And thank you, Tommy Gooch. Even though he's gone, he's never really gone. He's like a cockroach in some ways.
Oh, God. Down into turn number 1 they go. Out in front, it's Logan Schwedick leading the way over Staley. Brett Stratford quickly up to the 3rd spot.
Logan Schwedick Really started to show some consistency last year, late stages of the season in that 53. We expect him to be a competitor again here in 2025. Of course, we see the defending champ riding back there in the third spot. Plenty of names, and the big thing is who can knock Brett Stratford off the pile. I think that 16X that we see on screen could be a likely candidate.
You know, he really could be, or this could be the first time in the history of the crate sprint division we have a repeat champion.
Yeah, hard to believe we have not had that yet.
No, you're absolutely right. Logan Schwedick looking great out in front in that 53. Adrian Staley also. It seems to me Staley struggled a little bit last year with speed.
Got lots here tonight riding in that second spot. Oh, Logan Schwedick really had a hard time down there in the middle of 1 and 2. Skates up the banking, continues to lead. Staley trying to close the gap a little bit. He's got Brett Stratford trailing him.
Connor Ross holding his own in that fourth spot in the 44 machine. Travis Hofstetter and Keegan Baker behind him, but by about 10 car lengths. Brett Stratford in front of him by about 20 car lengths.
Baker gets by Hofstetter. That should give him the 5th position now. As we've got 6 on the board and 2 laps left to go. It's been all Logan Schwedick since the drop of the green flag. The Mobile 1 white flag now will wave. Logan Schwedick out in front.
One more time around.
Oh, caution. Slow car, Darren McLennan.
Guys, I talked to Darren McLennan about the rookie rules, and it was very well clarified this year. If you have no sprint car experience, you must start tailing your heats and features for 3 weeks. And remember, Nick Sheridan was a 14-year-old, went through that program and still won the championship. And Darren had a great attitude. He said, look, I'm a former champ in my other division. I expect to be at the back while I'm a pylon and learning how to get around this thing. No harm there at all. A couple other rookies we're going to watch here. Of course, you're talking about Keegan Baker. His young brother Campbell showed really good signs here in his crate practice debut. So we'll watch for him tonight as well. And one thing, more thing, Logan Schwedick has been hanging around D-dubs. Dylan Westbrook has hot lapped his car in the past. He's been helping him with setup. No surprise to see the 53 running how he is tonight.
Back under the green flag, single file past the restart cone. The Asphalt Works green flag sends him back with 2 laps left to go.
Keegan Baker makes a move on Connor Ross, picks up that 4th spot, then looks to the inside of Brett Stratford. Ross back around the outside. White flag is out, 1 more lap to go.
Great battle for that 3rd spot. Connor Ross gets a little sideways going into corner number 2. Stratford pulls away. Now he'll make the charge. Checkered flag coming out. Logan Schwedick will pick up the win. Staley's going to hold on to 2nd over the BS 39 to Brett Stratford. Then it's Connor Ross, Keegan Baker. Travis Hofstetter will finish in 6th. 7th, Ryan Fraser. 8th, Lance Erskine. 9th, Keanu Teal. And 10th, Darren McLennan.
Just the kind of heat race you like to see. No carnage. Some passing. Brett Stratford surprisingly didn't look as dominant. I mean, in practice he was much faster. But I noticed that on the practice nights, nobody seemed to be lightning fast out in front. Are you proud of me, Greg?
Very proud. In fact, Brett Stratford was the fastest in hot laps earlier on, and Carmen's bringing us our hot laps heroes here in 2025. Brett Stratford will definitely, by feature time, be one to watch as well.
Always is.
Well, look who's back. Back again. JD's back.
Wow.
Tell your friend.
You should have sang it. First on the track, but that's not where he's starting. On the pole from St. Thomas, the 52 is Jesse Costa. Alongside him in the 3S from Mosley is Austin Rose, another driver we need to welcome back.
Yeah.
Starting 3rd in the 27 from Beamsville, it's Nico Hansen. Starting 4th from Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. Starting 5th out of 6 Nations in the number 20, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. Starting 6th from Thamesford, the 14 is Larry Gledhill. Rolling off in the 7th spot from Port Colborne in the 5D, it's Jacob Dykstra. Starting 8th From Ohsweken, the 28T is Cam Thompson. Rounding out the field, another youngster, the 26X out of Ancaster, Campbell Baker, Keegan's younger brother. And the reason I asked if you were proud of me is because Clinton left out one of the rookies when he was talking about rookies that look pretty good out there. But it's okay, because I'll talk about my kid enough.
I thought your kid raced here the last few years, so I didn't. He was still a rookie eligible.
He's a rookie. That's
he hasn't raced it 5 times here?
Not here, no.
In general?
two Humberstone races.
Uncle Clint's going back to the records on that.
Go back to the record book. It is exciting to see all the young racers that we've got coming out. I mean, this class was already.
I heard you pick up a couple points there when he was on the outside of Stratford. Here we go, guys.
That's the pucker factor.
Asphalt Works green flag out here in this qualifier number 2. Brought to you by DJD Graphics for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. Jesse Costa, oh so close in the championship chase last year in that D&O towing number 52, and he has Austin Rose get by him. Now the caution flag is out as Johnny Miller slowed down in corner number 4.
Yeah, Miller slowed and going into turn 3, just coasted around 3 and 4.
And not sure if it popped out of gear or what might be, guys, but it just rolled down to a stop. Didn't pull in the infield, which makes me feel like could be belt, could be popped out of gear, could be anything like that.
He was motioning to the safety crew, but I couldn't tell what exactly he was motioning, but he's going to be pushed off here. And I think he's just going back to the pits. So his dad, John Miller, going to have to go to work and diagnose whatever's wrong with the 20 machine. Johnny, the Iceman, one of the drivers that we've talked about who could be the next big thing. You know, the next driver to really challenge every week for podium finishes and make a run for that championship.
Going to be a tight year this year again. Obviously with Jacob Dykstra back as well. Austin Rose, who was really coming into his own before stepping away last year. But he's back.
And for what? In education?
Yeah.
Not good for him.
Education's education. That's why we're announcers.
Who needs education? Drive race cars.
Green flag back out, 1 on the board, 7 to go. Single file pass that restart cone.
Jesse Costa just about lost it into turn number 1. Pitched the car, hit the rut. That could have got gnarly in a hurry.
Oh, Nico Hansen, nice move to the outside of Steve Murdoch. Takes the 3rd spot. Now here comes Jacob Dykstra down to the inside of Hansen. He'll grab the 3rd spot away.
Steve Murdoch right behind them in the 2 machine looking for racing room. Larry Gledhill always fast in that beautiful Oakwood Transport number 14.
Austin Rose, part of the Nathan Ackland Racing stables, along with Jesse Costa right back there in that 2nd position. Halfway home. 4 on the board, 4 to go. 2nd qualifier of the night for the Crate Sprint Car Division. Here comes Costa with a head of steam. Trying to track down Austin Rose. He'll make a nice charge down in corner 4.
Rose very smooth on the high side of the racetrack, sort of the middle of the racetrack, I guess. Little bit lower in 1 and 2. Lets the car come up the track. Jesse Costa with a great run off the 2nd turn.
2 laps left to go, says Carter Long for Austin Rose. Jesse Costa, Jacob Dykstra, top 3 breaking away. Nico Hansen right now riding in 4th. And for the way his season started last year, this has got to put a big grin on his face. Lost the spot there, but a good start so far.
White flag is out for Austin Rose in that MJ Trucking number 3. Jesse Costa trying to close in. He'll get a great run off of turn number 2. Battle for the lead into 3.
Costa down low. Rose to the outside. Rose sticks it hard on the outside line. Works it off of 4. He'll get the checkered flag.
Costa got tight going into the 3rd turn. The car just wouldn't turn. Dykstra comes home third. Larry Gledhill, Nico Hansen, Steve Murdoch, Cameron Thompson, Campbell Baker, and Johnny Miller round out the field.
Picks up kind of where he left off, grabbed a win in 2023, and here he is picking up the checkered flag in his return to OHSWEKEN Speedway. So I'm sure Nathan Ackland's pretty excited about that one. I'll say hi to Anthony Dortono down there flagging tonight. Good to have you back, Anthony.
He's a veteran.
He is. Where's Elliott? I mean, Ontario has some great fan side flaggers.
Oh, they really do, and that's how it starts. Then you wind up in a flag stand sooner or later, getting pelted by little dirt pebbles.
We had to take Dave out and put him up here in the tower.
So happy to have him. Heat race number 3 of the DJD Graphics Strickland's GMC Crate Sprint Cars heat races will line up like this. On the pole, it's the Elder Statesman. From OHSWEKEN, the 9C is Brian Nanakoke. Starting second from Hagersfield, the 11W, J-May Jeremy May. Rolling off third from Waynfleet, the 72 is Tanner Podwinski. Fourth from Simcoe, the 14B is Broden Weiler. Fifth out of Dorchester, the 1 is Holly Porter. Sixth from Stony Creek, the 24A is AJ Lewis. Seventh from Cortland, the 5 is Tom Pellizzari. Eighth out of St. Catharines, the 2S is Al Slate. And rounding out the field, making his debut in the crate sprints from Peterborough, the 8 is Curtis Connell.
Next time around, we'll send this field green flag racing. Final qualifying heat of the night. And no B mains on the docket. Field creeps down the backstretch, ready to go. Brian Nanakoke and Jeremy May bring us down to the WG Truck Center start and restart zone to get this one kicked off.
Green flag flies. Nanakoke leads them down into the corner. Tanner Podwinski with a great run down the inside, and that 72 machine rockets himself into the lead.
Podwinski leads lap number 1 over Brian Nanakoke. And you've got May slipping back to the 3rd spot, but already Holly Porter will shoot on by into the 3rd position.
Holly Porter making her return to the crate sprint division, a former champion.
2017, Holly Porter was champion. Guess what else happened that year? The World of Outlaws were here.
The World of Outlaws were here.
Maybe she can do it again.
Are you seeing flashes on the TV screen? Like,
yep.
What is that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Clint, your TV screen's coming to life.
Halfway home this time by for Tanner Podwinski. Always has a lot of speed, but boy, wrong place, wrong time. A lot of nights last year for Tanner Podwinski. Not of his doing.
I remember distinctly when we had our driver interview, said if there's a charitable cause you could dedicate the rest of your life to, what would it be? And he said men's mental health. And I thought that's really cool.
Yep. Podwinski out in front of Nanakoke. Holly Porter holding down that 3rd position with 2 laps left to go. Back there in the 4th position, A.J. Lewis. In the battle for 5th is Jeremy May and Al Slate. Slate looking to crack the top 5. They'll go wheel to wheel.
Slate, another driver who's had some tough circumstances in this crate sprint division, but always comes with a beautiful looking race car. As the white flag flies, Tanner Podwinski more than half a straightaway ahead in this one.
Checkers out, final heat race of the night, brought to you by DJD Graphics, and the winner is Tanner Podwinski. The battle for 2nd, Nanakoke holds on over Holly Porter. Nice charge for her to come up from the 5th starting position. And finish in the 3rd spot. A.J. Lewis 4th, Al Slate 5th, Jeremy May in the 6th spot, Tom Pellizzari 7th, Broden Weiler 8th, and Curtis Connell will cross the line in the 9th spot. So that will conclude qualifying heats for the evening. We'll take a quick break here on G-Force TV.
A home you love. A business that endures.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our fan appreciation draw. Fan appreciation draw. These are the tickets you got on your way into the Speedway.
Truly understands your vision.
If you have any of these numbers, make your way down to the main entryway in the next.
Local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
Introducing the Fleet lineup by CargoEase. Our commercial and Titan Series slide come with weight capacities of 1,500 to 3,000 pounds and features HDPE Ultra Ply Deck, a 1/4-inch rubber mat, 8-inch aluminum side rails, a patented spring release T-handle, and L-hook fasteners. This is the CargoEase Fleet lineup.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner, strengthening financial well-being. And through change, uncertainty, and opportunity, we've stood by you and with you. Join the nearly 120,000 Ontarians and over 12,000 local businesses choosing Libro, not just for banking, but for a better future. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
It all started for us at the racetrack, from dirt to water. We have continued to keep the adrenaline and drive to make sure that we are always in the forefront. We are driven to give our customers the absolute best in service, products, and memories with your family. No matter what your passion is, whether it's on the water, in the dirt, on the snow, or on the road, we will always be here welcoming you over and over again through the doors here at Lockhart's. You're not just a customer here, you are part of our team.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
Welcome back to OHSWEKEN Speedway as we get ready for our opening night, the second half, about to get underway. We're at Intermission, where Tanner Podwinski has made his way down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane, and he will pick up our Nathan Ackman Top Gun Award. That's pretty cool. You know, Tanner, when you can come out and win qualifying is basically what this means. Yeah. A great start to your season and a great start to your night.
Yeah, it's awesome. Had a little bit of a rough go last year, so it's good to be going in the right direction first night out.
You know, you come out of the Sportsman cars and the modified type cars that we see here tonight. You know, how's the transition been for sprints? And maybe for our fans watching at home, how would you compare the two?
I love the sprint. These ones are a little underpowered, coming from 650 horse on a small tire to 400 on a big tire. Gotta be real smooth, you bog it down really easy.
What's the game plan for tonight?
See how it goes.
All right, you're going to pull #1 here. You're going to get a bonus from Nathan Ackland. Congrats.
Perfect, thank you.
There you have it, guys. Tanner Podwinski. He is our first Nathan Ackland Top Gun Award winner of the year. How about a hand for Tanner Podwinski, everybody? Greg, we're off to a great start so far.
Yeah, all the qualifying heats in the record book, and we are ready to go this week, Wednesday and Thursday night, for the return of the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. 2017 was their last visit here, and hard to believe, one, that they're back, two, that it's May 9th and we're racing. I mean, when this got announced in December, we were thinking, boy, the way our tested tunes go, will we even get opening night in? But boy, oh boy, the crew has worked their tails off. The weather has played in our favor. It's going to be a great week.
Yeah.
And
Adam.
guys, this is what I think. The racing scene is ripe for a huge event to kick off the year. I can't think of anything similar, and I know it's completely different, but you remember back in the rock and race weekends at Cayuga Speedway, they didn't draw huge crowds, but it was something to kick off the year that was always exciting, Clint.
Yeah, Adam, you talk a lot. You know, we talk about all the races we cover. You know, you got Maryville's got a big race at the end of the year. Buxton's got a big race. Brighton's got Apple Fest and all the stuff we do on the pavement. So you're right. You've been one petitioning to get something to kick off the year. We had two fantastic practices. The track is coming in gorgeous tonight. It's the first night we've really put a hurting on it, let's say. But I think Wednesday and Thursday are going to be amazing. The weather's looking great. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, there's still tons of good ones available. $65 to come in the pits and get up close to the stars of the World of Outlaws. And we have a massive car count coming. We're super excited for Wednesday, Thursday, guys.
Am I wrong to think, I believe we're going to see the biggest field of 410s ever for the Outlaws show?
I think you might be very close to that, Adam. A lot of our local guys have bought 410s or rented them to get in this show. I mean, I'm shocked at the local support we've had. And, you know, a bit of a 5-day swing, so you never know who's going to come up here to dabble on those 5 days between us and Cornwall on the Sunday. So we're very excited. Want to welcome everybody back here as we get set to go for features to kick off our first night of the year.
Kind of cool to see Stuart Friesen coming back, too. He'll be driving one of the GSR 410 sprint cars, and, of course, we know his first ever World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series win came right here. It'd be pretty cool to see him do that again. Nonetheless, it's going to be a great 2 days coming up Wednesday and Thursday night. Make sure you're here. Don't miss it. It will not be broadcast on G-Force. If you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to stay home and watch it, no, that won't be happening. We won't have that, but nonetheless, we'll be back in a couple of weeks with our regular Friday night programs right here on G-Force TV.
You know what else I thought was really cool, Greg, the last two Friday nights? There were actually fans in the stands watching the practice. You know, we're over there in the pits. I think Darren might have been over here test driving some music, but really cool to see that level of support and people wanting to get back out here and get a sneak peek at some of the new paint schemes. Hear the 410s under the hood for Ryan Turner, Corey Turner, Todd Hoddick, Jonathan Preston,
Tyler Palace,
DJ
Christie.
DJ have a 410?
I told me yesterday at the shop they are getting one geared up. Nice. So that they keep coming out of the woodwork.
Wow.
And, you know, you don't know who's going to show up with Jordan Poirier from the Quebec side either. So lots of money down there, and we never know who's going to be. Just quick reminder to our fans watching, Glenn Stiers, myself, will be on CH Morning Live on Monday around 7:30 in the morning, I think. We're going to take Stuart Friesen's 410 down there and trying to educate the television folks about why the World of Outlaws and OHSWEKEN is so cool.
Now, Clinton, tell the truth. Are you going to go to bed Sunday night?
That is the big problem. I can't get to sleep till 3 in the morning every day. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm either going to pull an all-nighter or, I don't know, eat some melatonin around 6 and try and get to bed, I guess.
Yep. Train yourself.
I'll be getting up early every day this week, so that's a great start.
I'm shocked. Greg, I don't know when you normally hear from Clinton, but it used to be.
It's not 7:30. He and I are night owls, and we'll send emails back and forth at 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah, Greg and Spencer are my favorite workers because they work my timeline. So I have no problem lighting up a message at 2:30 in the morning and firing off some work. We love it. Yeah, we are having issues with our screen tonight. We apologize about that. And we want to welcome Creekside Construction Group. They are sponsoring the screen, and we've had some issues. Our tech is in Pickering right now. He said, I can't make, by the time I get there, you'll be over. He promised me he's going to be all geared up. The Outlaws are bringing a big screen as well, so we're going to have all kinds of awesome stuff going on this week, guys, as we get ready to go.
You know, if that's our biggest problem on opening night, that's a pretty good opening night. There's always going to be little things, and you'll notice New lights around the Speedway. Clint, did you talk about that tonight? I don't think you did. But let's talk about the lighting situation and how great it looks now.
Yeah, I mean, this new lighting system we brought in from Ray Seaver. They're the same company that makes the small little one-way radios that all the drivers use. We have a new controller up here, and our lights on the fence that we used before, they were mainly for decorating a building. We just adapted them as safety lights, but they let us down during the Nationals last year, and the caution came out inadvertently at the start of the crate race, and we can't let that happen anymore. So we've invested in some new caution lights. I think they've worked great, very easy to operate, and very visible. So I'm super excited. It also has some other bells and whistles that you guys may not see. For example, on our safety cars, it has automatic controllers. So when Dave hits the yellows automatically come on our safety vehicles, and that's something we're expanding on more and more. So excited to be working with Ray Seaver. They've done a fantastic job getting it to us, and we're super proud to be extra safe around here now.
If you want to impress me, I want to see every car alarm in the parking lot go off when the yellow comes out.
I just want to mention another new supporter we've got this year. Six Nations Tourism has jumped on, and if you don't know it, Six Nations is open for business. They've got a ton of great programs going on out here and a ton of great things you can get involved in. So go to sixnationstourism.ca and look at all the great stuff they've got. And they're going to be featuring some events throughout the summer with us here, and we're super happy to have sixnationstourism.ca join us here at OHSWEKEN. So check it out. They have tons of great packages, whether you're looking for a date or just something fun to do on the water. Check it out, sixnationstourism.ca. Well, guys, we had talked about no B mains, but we got to 30 cars in the Thunderstock, so we had to throw one out there. So this will be a quick final qualifier for the Thunders.
You were
that had a stump.
Yeah, scratching my head.
I think it's me.
Here's how they're going to line up on the pole. Is it you?
Yeah.
Good.
On the pole from Hagersville. We'll work the bugs out. Car number 8, Ryan Denning to the outside from Caledonia, the 21X. Mark Bazine. Keith Dale lines up third from Niagara Falls in the 26. Bella General starting fourth from Six Nations in the 13X. Going off fifth from Ohsweken, the 21J. Braden Burning. Sixth is Mitch Petta from Waynefleet in the 77. Jamie Googe starts seventh from London in the 76. John Overholt from Welland, the 96O, goes off in 8th. 9th, Kyle Andrus from Hamilton, the 43, and Dylan Peckham in the 51D starts in 10th. That would be the 30th car that arrived.
That would make sense.
Now, not all those cars are out there.
Well, who left the track? Kyle Andrus.
Kyle Andrus, yeah.
Left the track awkwardly, but he's out there. Some of them might not realize there's a B main going on.
Well, clearly you and I didn't.
We did not, but that's normal for us to be clueless. Tradition.
Taking a look there at the Braemar Building speed shot throughout the night gives us some great looks at how fast these cars move down the straightaways.
There's not many spots around this property where you could put a sign where there isn't a sign. All sorts of great partnerships created by Mike Morris and Clinton Jeffrey and the team.
So I think I just heard they're moving this to a 6-lap race. And originally it was to be top 8 transfer, so 2 would have gone home. And right now we only have 7 on the track. So
Jamie Googe making his way in the 76 machine. Dave Hunsinger must be in a good mood. He's given them some time to get to the track.
It's early.
I'm excited for Dave. His rookie season of race directing got off to a really tough start down at Merrittville Speedway last year. And took a while to get into the swing of things, but he's done a great job. He's ready to tackle his sophomore season.
So it looks like we're missing Mark Bazine, Braden Burning, and Dylan Peckham, the 30th car.
Well, that's bizarre.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. See? You complete me.
Don't ever say that again, please. Please.
Oh. Omaha.
Omaha. No. Wow. Keith Dale. Is that duct tape on the front end of that 26? Yep.
Yeah, but it's 50-mile-an-hour tape.
Actually, it looks more like
so he's good to 80.
HVAC tape. Here we go. 6 laps, and it looks like now all will qualify as soon as they take the green flag. So that will make the positioning basically just for how they'll line up in the feature here tonight.
Good to get some extra practice laps in for these drivers.
Whoa! Little extracurricular activity going on with the back 3 cars. Googe and Bella General making some contact problems for Overholt in the 96-0.
And there was a birthday shout out to give to from John Overholt and their crew, Greg, to Lorraine Overholt. Happy birthday. You could tell it was race day because my inbox started filling up again with messages, and which is awesome. I love it because it's the only way we know what's going on.
Halfway home this time by. It's all Ryan Denning right now over Keith Dale and Kyle Andrus. So whatever ailed Kyle Andrus' car during the qualifying heats, that has been rectified, and this is a bonus for him, this B main, when you've had problems in the heat, as now Mitch Petta goes around in corner number 2. He'll back it up the hill, and I think we'll be able to stay under the green. Yeah, Petta will get the car going in the right direction, but for Kyle Andrus, chance to work on the car after the heat and make sure things are going to be okay for the feature tonight.
Practice is hard to come by, which is why the last 2 Fridays were phenomenal. Multiple sets of, I want to say 6 or 8 lap practice sessions. Was great for a lot of these drivers to be able to shake down equipment, try changes, adjustments to the car to see what it would do.
Coming to the checkered flag, Ryan Denning looks to hold on to the win here in the B main. Battle for second shaping up with Dale and Andrus. Denning gets the win over Dale, Andrus. And then it's this battle between Jamie Googe and Bella General. Jamie Googe is going to hold on for the spot over Bella. And then Mitch Petta will finish in the 6th spot. John Overholt was not able to finish, but we'll have that spot in the feature a little bit later on. And then I think, I believe it would go to Mark Bazine as the first of the cars that didn't come out.
You really went there.
Is that how that works?
I don't know.
See, I should have just said that's what will happen. Go with confidence.
If I'm going to be wrong, darn it.
All right, now it's feature time. This is me as well. Insta Insulation Mini Stocks here on Sterling Lubricants Renway Energy Night. And starting on the pole for this one, how fitting, the new track record holder for the Insta Insulation Mini Stocks. In a 38P, it's Bill Pearsall. To the outside, the champ from 1 year ago from Dundas, the 32, it's Jillian Hills. Lining up in 3rd from Waterdown, the 01, Tristan De Silva. Starting in 4th from Brantford, the 64 is Nick Erskine. 5th will be Tim DeBoer out of York in car number 9. Dusty DeBoer lines up in 6th from Hagersville in the 23. Starting in 7th, Ken Hare from Niagara Falls in the 5K. To his outside, it's Mason Anderson from St. Catharines in the 4A in the 8th spot. Starting in 9th, Wade Thorne from Waterford in the 46. And Fabio Oliveri from Ancaster in the 16th completes the top 10. Going 11th, in car 11J is Jeff Elslager from Linden. Starting 12th is Rodney Rutherford from Waterdown, the 24R. Rogan Monahan from Hamilton, the 04, starts 13th with Nathan Joyner from Smithville in the 20J going 14th. Second place in points 1 year ago, Alex Riley starts 15th. He's from St. Catharines in the 17. But John Jansen's in the 66, going 16th. 17th is Jason Tolton from Guelph in car number 1. Doug Erskine out of Brantford, the 44, goes in the 18th spot. Starting in 19th, Christopher French from Stratford in the 54. Ray Sorenzia from Port Colborne in the 71C goes 20th. 21st is Jesse McDonald from Caledonia in the 51. 22nd is Stephen Overhoff out of Waynefleet in the 00. Mike Giberson, the pinball, starts 23rd from Caledonia in the 11. Mike Sarantakos from Smithville 6X starts 24th. 25th, Graydon Alliance from Cambridge in the 32L. Mark Deagle starts 26th. 27th, Jeremy Cooper. And 28th, Steve Miller. Green flag is out, and that's interesting what's going on with Jeremy Cooper. Finished second in his qualifying heat. I wonder if it had to do with the contact at the end of that qualifier.
I hope not. And then who's behind him? And there's 3 cars that same color.
Coming off of corner number 4 for the first time, it's all Bill Pearsall out in front over Jillian Hills, the 2024 champion.
Bill Pearsall has competed in Pro 4s, late models, mini stocks, pure stocks, Canadian vintage modifieds. And he has sponsored many, many drivers. Fabio Oliveri off the pace on the outside of turn number 2, limping his way towards the pits.
Heartbreaker for Fabio. This is how his 2024 season went.
Repeatedly. Window net down, Fabio Oliveri seems to know his night is over in the 16 machine.
You know what upsets me? Is when the media guy, Brent Autry, comes up in the tower with a slice of pizza and doesn't bring me any. It smells so good.
That's what you said about my healthy dinner from Raising the Bar.
It did smell good.
It was really good.
Yeah. I'm just always hungry.
It happens. I just look like I'm always hungry.
Fabio, window net down, getting the push into the pit area. Looks so solid in the qualifying heat.
Anybody but Fabio. Man, what's this guy got? I think he needs to change the color of that race car.
Yeah.
Needs to change something.
And as a racer, I've never been a racer, but Adam, the mentality of a racer, that gets in your head after a while.
Yeah, you wonder what's next.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when you're a racer like Fabio, you're your own pit crew. Like, you're the one working on it all week.
Yeah.
It's your job to make sure the car lasts. Quite often these things are out of our control, but sometimes they're not, Clint.
I think I just heard him yell, "I'm firing this crew."
I think that was Spencer.
Nobody talks to the Wizard tonight, okay? Just leave him alone till Saturday morning, and then we can figure it out.
The Wizard. He went from the octopus to the Wizard.
He's always been a wizard. He's the wizard we call Octopus.
That got weird.
There's probably a show that you've watched that was called The Wizard Octopus. Like, what was that show last year you were talking about?
The Great Space Coaster? Listen,
I did watch some episodes after that, though.
Phenomenal. So good.
Back to the green flag. Jillian Hills jumps ahead of Bill Pearsall in that instant insulation 32. Nick Erskine right there. How good does that have to feel to be right back at the front? He's got speed in that 64. Has been right in the thick of it the last 2 seasons and just hasn't been able to cap it off.
I'm actually looking forward to Nick Erskine being fast and Doug Erskine being fast.
Yep. Ken Hare back on track.
And Doug looks to be up to speed tonight in that 44 machine.
That he does.
Great racer, long-time racer.
Ken Hare down a lap, I believe.
Rogan Monahan.
Nope, on the lead.
peels off into the pits in that 0-4 machine. Out in front, Jillian Hills leads the way. Bill Pearsall about 5 car lengths back in the 38.
But that 11J always quick is Jeff Elslager. He started in 11th. He's already up to the 3rd spot, coming to complete lap number 4. He works by Dusty DeBoer. Little body panel flapping there on the 11J.
I'm trying to figure out what that is. It's like one of the ones, but they're still there.
So it's Jillian Hills, Bill Pearsall. Now it's Jeff Elslager. Dusty DeBoer is not letting him go by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe he's about to become 111. Do you remember the movie Johnny Dangerously?
No, I don't.
Where they're escaping in this Model T Ford, but they keep peeling the cover off it. It was black, then it's red, then it's white, then it's got rubber duckies all over it. You really had to see it.
I'm imagining it.
Well, the funny part was they're calling it over the police radio. We're looking for a Model T Ford, black. No, red. No, little duckies.
Well, soon that'll be Jeff Elslager, apparently. He's in the 3rd spot. He's distanced this battle between the DeBoers. And is that, Nick Erskine still there hanging with them. Mason Anderson. He's got that car tuned up here. Of course, he had that wild ride at the end of the season on the back. Well, no, he wasn't piloting it.
It was his dad.
It was his dad. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Tolton in the one machine.
No.
Problems for him as he takes that car towards the pits.
Poor Jason. The last 2 years, it's been like he's been ready to give up, and then he has last year he won the last race. And it's like golf. You have that good last 18th hole, and you think, I'll come back. And Jason Tolton has a rough first hole here tonight. As the caution flag comes out, the Dixieland Grill caution flag for Rodney Rutherford.
Yeah, Rutherford comes up slow on the front stretch, but he's still on the racetrack. Jesse McDonald in the 51 peeling off into the pits.
So 9 complete. That leaves us with 6 laps left to go. It's Jillian Hills out in front. Champion 1 year ago. And she did it. Final corner, final lap, got the spot she needed, and won the championship without a win.
And that's pretty cool, I think. Consistency and solid finishes. And then come back out and win opening night. What do we know about Ashton Dickey? Is he coming back, or?
Ashton is taking the year off, guys, is what I was told. I did talk to Glenn Hills about those 2 cars up front that he built. He was saying, look, I need a haircut, but I'm too busy working on race cars. He said, Jillian wins, I'm getting a haircut. So that's a side story. We may get Glenn's a haircut tonight.
Do you have some scissors on you?
Do not.
Bummer.
Field doubled back up. They've been given the Mobile One white flag. Next time by, we'll get back at it with 5 laps left to settle it. And right now, I wouldn't count anyone outside of the top 10 out of this one just yet.
Oh, there's some stout competitors out there, but Jillian Hills in the 32. Bill Pearsall in the 38 going to lead them back to green with 5 laps to go.
Door to door they go down into corner number 1. Hills on the bottom, Pearsall the outside, and Elslager trying to make some room on these 2. He's got to back out of it just a little bit off of 2.
Driving it deep into turn number 3 is Tim DeBoer in that 9 to the inside of Elslager. Elslager gives a tap to Bill Pearsall going into the corner.
And we've got one around Christopher French down in corner number 4. And I believe that's going to put us under the Dixieland Grill caution. Yes, it will.
Dusty DeBoer goes half around, and that's one of those spins where you think, don't knock the front end out of my car. And he was able to get the car woed up before getting into the inside wall, but goes from the 5th spot all the way to the back.
And there's the driver that originally brought out the caution flag, Christopher French.
So it's possible that Dusty DeBoer might get his spot back because he didn't bring out the caution. I'm not sure how they'll call this.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Saying there's a chance. He didn't bring out the yellow, but you still have to maintain a caution speed, so. We'll see what Dave Hunsinger and the gang do over there. Joe Scott Nicky is in the room as well, so they can put their heads together.
Still under the caution flag.
You can see Bill Pearsall's a pavement racer because he backs up the corner, right? You ease the car into the corner and power through it. So they're loading up behind him going into the corner, but he really comes through the middle and off the turn fast. Look at Slack Lumber Victory Lane, just waiting for its first top 3. It's been a long time.
Think all the snow that was piled on that this winter. That was a real winter.
You know, that part of it I liked. You know, if it's going to be cold, you might as well have snow.
Yeah, I was the same. I say that now that I have children in the household enough to not have to shovel the driveway anymore too, so
it's not so bad.
It's not so bad. Doubled up, here we go. Coming back to the WG Truck Center restart zone.
Single file restart in this one.
Yeah. Alslager will swing it to the outside, looking to get by Bill Pearsall. Going down into 1 and have a shot at Jillian Hills. Tim DeBoer is not going away. He's trying to do something on that inside.
Wade Thorne goes halfway around. Beautiful save. Nice job by Jeremy Cooper not collecting that 46 machine. We stay under green with 2 laps to go.
Here comes Elslager now to the inside of Pearsall. They work it down into corner number 1. He'll charge up to the back bumper at Jillian Hills. Pearsall now right on his back bumper off the corner.
Trying to cross him over off of turn number 2. He'll run the bottom of the racetrack. Jillian Hills out in front by 2 car lengths as the white flag comes out.
Mobile 1 white flag, and Bill Pearsall down to the infield. He'll just nick the inside or miss the inside wall going down into corner 1. He's going to give up a few positions there.
Man, oh man, Bill Pearsall was going to be in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. It's not to be tonight. But look at this, defending champion Jillian Hills. I thought that was the white flag.
So did I. Where are we at here?
Now the scoreboard's saying 12 laps to 13. It's okay.
Okay, we'll try it again.
We're going to be okay. Checkered flags coming out from Carter Long. Jillian Hills takes the win. Jeff Elslager second. Tim DeBoer third. Alex Riley, Nick Erskine, Bill Pearsall, Mason Anderson, Nathan Joyner, Jeremy Cooper, and Tristan De Silva rounding out the top 10.
So yeah, definitely a scoreboard issue, but in timing and scoring, it is 15 laps complete. So Jillian Hills is the winner. Jeff Elslager, Tim DeBoer will join her on the pad down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Just a moment, we'll send it trackside to Clinton Jeffrey. He'll talk to our top 3. But how about that for Jillian Hills? You win the championship but don't have a win. So you accomplish the overall goal, but it's bittersweet because you want a feature win, right? So this has got to add to that to get it the first race of the season. Get that out of the way as Lone Wolf Fireworks will help her celebrate down there in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Bill Pearsall definitely had a top 3 car tonight. Let's send it down to Clinton Jeffrey.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. The champ is back in Slack Lumber Victory Lane where she left off at the end of 2024. Jillian Hills gets it done, and Dad needs a haircut. Wow, that's a story we're going to have to follow. Jeff Elslinger in here for a congratulatory, I guess you can say, hug for Jillian Hills here.
And Jillian celebrating. I don't remember ever seeing her show a lot of emotion other than happiness. But good to see her raise her arms in victory, something that eluded her in 2024.
Jillian, Adam remarked that we see you celebrating. Normally like, oh, whatever, but is that because your dad told me he's going to get his hair cut if you could win tonight?
Well, after last year, great year, but we had one goal this season, and we hit it, so we'll see what happens the rest of the year.
Okay, so the goal was to get a win this year. Now you've done that. Now do you adjust the goals right now, or you got to talk with the team?
No, I want to win as many as I can. Championship box is checked. We just want to stand in the middle as many times as we can.
That's a great goal. Talk about the offseason prep, Jillian, what you took to get here.
The other competitors don't want to hear it, but we were happy with how this thing came off the track. We put it in the box. A week before racing, we put the tires on, put the water in it.
They don't want to hear that. Congrats, Jillian.
Thank you.
Jillian Hills, the champ from 2024, gets her first win of the season and sets it off right. Jeff, this car's been running really good for you recently, the past, last couple races of last year. Are you happy with where you are now and you're just that close to knocking it off again?
I'm pretty happy. It was a great race, pretty intense. Jillian's car, man, it's so fast. I just couldn't keep up with her. Car's set up good. Let's work on it for next week.
Right on, Jeff. Jeff Elslinger, guys, will be second. We'll get over here and talk to Uncle Timmy, Tim DeBoer. Tim, you got all the nieces and nephews up there, right? So you got to have some fun with them. Uncle Timmy, is that what we're officially calling you? Welcome back here to the pad. Great start to your season as well.
Yep, real good start for the old the Dick Trickle Purple Knight. It did real good tonight. We were hot dogging all through here, like the old the Canadian bald eagle, real soaring around, whatever they say that, right? But this is a good way to start the year. I'm glad we can just drive it on the trailer.
Yeah, I think your eagle's not quite as good as Garrett Mitchell's eagle, but thanks a lot, Uncle Timmy. Tim DeBoer will be third here tonight. Jeff Elslinger will be second. Jillian Hills is our winner here, the first feature winner in Epic. Checkered flag holder here in Slack Victory Lane. We'll be right back live from OHSWEKEN Speedway with the Race of Champions Sportsman.
After World War II, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer, and our neighbors guided my father through his first few years after my grandfather died. This year will be my father's 50th crop. He always reminds me that without the help of our neighbors, there would never have been a first. My name is Randy, I'm a farmer, and I make the best damn tractors in the world, because I owe it to my neighbors.
Case IH, built by farmers.
At WG Truck Center, we fix trucks. We don't just change parts. Maintenance, repairs, frame straightening, and custom builds. Everything happens right here. A high-performance team focused on serving local Canadian business, always looking to add talent to make us even better. Need parts? Need a rig? Need services? The local shop that does it all. WG Truck Center. Everything you need for your diesel truck.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. Keep a juice box cold? Can do. I'm out of here.
Welcome back on G-Force TV. It's time for the ROC Sportsman to go feature racing. 25 laps the distance. Adam Ross with the starting lineup.
On the pole from Fort Erie, the 24 is Doug Walsh Jr. Alongside him from Port Robinson, the 108 is Bill Bleach. Starting third from OHSWEKEN, the 0, it's the OHSWEKEN Flyer, Glenn Stiers. On the outside of row number 2 from St. Catharines, the 28 is Mitch Dumont. Starting 5th from Fenwick, the 74 is Taylor Vanderzanden. 6th at Niagara Falls, the 78 junior is Nigel Pentecoski. Starting 7th from Fort Erie, the 18R is Brad Rouse. 8th out of St. Catharines, the 7 is Cody McPherson. Starting 9th in the 12 from Port Colborne, it's Jacob Chevalier. And rolling off in 10th, also from Port Colborne, the 99P junior of Mateo Penante. Starting 11th in the 68 from St. Catharines, it's Curtis Friesen. Alongside him, also from St. Catharines, the 72 is James Friesen. Starting 13th out of Thorold, the 96 is Tyler LaFantasy. 14th from Port Colborne, the 5S is Matt Sharp. Starting 15th from Ridgeway, the 3N is Noah Mamo. 16th from Black Creek, the 88 is Elijah Nutt. 17th from Stevensville, the 25 is Chris Hawkins. 18th out of St. Catharines, the 29 is Matthew Jessom. Starting 19th from Niagara Falls, the 391 is Trevor Pitt. 20th from Thorold, the 13M is Daniel McKay. And rounding out the field from Bloomfield, the 11 is Dan Ferguson. To his outside, from Port Colborne in the 185, it's Tyler Pachalski. And I'm not sure, Pachalski is out there, so is Ferguson. Chris Hawkins is elected to go to the back of the field.
Pace truck pulls off on the backstretch, ready to go. Green flag racing. ROC Sportsman, 25 laps the distance. We go green.
Doug Walsh leads them into turn number 1, but Bill Bleach with a great run off the second turn. He'll take over the top spot.
Here comes Glenn Stiers down to the inside of Walsh looking for that second spot. Walsh will hold him off at the line. Mitch Dumont working the outside line now, was trying to work by the Zero Machine, all the while down to the bottom as that Vanderzanden took over the position. He'll move to third now in that 74.
Remember, Vanderzanden had that great battle with Nigel Pentecoski in the heats. Pentecoski's a couple of spots back. He's got Brad Rouse between himself and the front, and now Cody McPherson to the inside in that number 7.
Troubles again in the rear end of Tyler Pachalski. He's slow going into corner number 1. Right rear is leaning way over to the side. Remember, he had rear end problems in the heats and had to get the hook from the back into the pits, so he will dog track that one. Pit side will stay green.
3 laps in the books. Bill Bleach out in front. Tight battle for the second spot. Doug Walsh has the spot. Taylor Vanderzanden right behind him. But I've got to say, the hot shoes, Brad Rouse in the 18R, the 7 of Cody McPherson, the 72 of James Friesen, they're starting to make their way towards the front.
As you would expect in these races, 25 laps, so they've got to get on it and get to the front because the laps wind away quickly here at OHSWEKEN Speedway. And right now, Bill Bleach has a number of laps at this track, and he is way out in front of that GSR 108.
Got one around in turn number 2. It's the 29 machine.
Matthew Jessom around. This is under the Dixieland Grill caution flag.
Great field of Sportsman cars that Joe Scott and Nicky brought with the Race of Champions. Especially considering, I believe, Ransomville is racing tonight, are they not?
Yep.
With Sportsman?
I don't know. I know they're racing because Fran's watching.
That's right.
He's watching from Ransomville. Does Ransomville know Fran's watching from Ransomville?
Listen, we don't talk about that. Let's not blow his cover.
Just saying. Bill Bleach leading the way over Doug Walsh Jr. And then it's Taylor Vanderzanden with Brad Rouse working his way up to the 4th position. Mitch Dumont in position number 5. And then Cody McPherson's gotten up to the 6th spot for James Michael Friesen. Nigel Pendakowski, Glenn Stires, and Jacob Chevalier rounding out the top 10.
There's 32 sportsmen tonight at Ransomville.
There you go.
Between the novice sportsman and the regular sportsman division. So fantastic count here. $19 modifieds as well. Good for them. That's a solid car count for Ransomville.
Coming back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. Bill Bleach. We'll see the Asphalt Works green flag. We're back on it. 5 on the board, 20 to go.
Wow, look at the run. Brad Rouse gets through 1 and 2. He'll work his way up to the second spot.
Unreal, the way he launched himself through that corner. Here he is challenging on the outside of Bill Bleach for the lead, going down into corner number 1.
Cody McPherson trying to make the same move, but he hit that rut a little awkwardly in turn 1. Rouse battling with Bleach for the top spot, down into 3. Van der Zanden not giving up, though, in the 74.
Rouse will lead the lap over Bleach. Van der Zanden right now riding in the 3rd position. Watching this battle right in front of him. Dumont now feeling pressure from Cody McPherson the outside. And we've got Doug Walsh, who was running in the top 3. Loses some track position. He'll fall back towards the back of the pack down that 24.
Yeah, he had a real moment there in turn 2 where the car got out from under him. I actually thought he was going to overcorrect it right into the outside wall as we got a battle for the top spot.
A little bit of a rocky ride there in corner 3 for Brad Rouse. That allowed Bleach to pull ahead for the moment, but at the line, it's Rouse once again leading the lap. Bleach digs back on the bottom, and he'll pull away by a couple of car lengths, and Taylor Van der Zanden will stick the nose down there.
What a great battle for the lead out here as Van der Zanden to the inside. Brad Rouse, it looked like he was going to get to the lead and drive away to me, Greg.
Oh, what a round on the back stretch again. I think that's Matthew Jessam that went around. And see if they'll deem him safe where he is. I believe they will, and he'll stand to the green flag.
Bill Bleach has built himself a little bit of a cushion there, about 8 car lengths over Van der Zanden and Rouse as the yellow flag flies. That was a fun battle to watch. Good, clean racing. When Rouse carved his way up through traffic, he was not going to be denied. That not clear. Doesn't matter. I'm going anyhow.
Impressive restart for the 18R there on that drop the green flag. But a good battle in that outside line has just not been working for Bill Bleach. Getting into 3 is a bit of a rough ride.
See a replay on G-Force TV. A Jessam down on the inside. That car awkwardly went around. He is still parked there on the infield. Clinton's making his way over.
Jack back again. Oh, there you go. That'll do it.
Okay.
Inside wall?
Inside wall of turn number 2.
Yeah, guys, so all kinds of problem here for the Jessam machine. Knocked up all the bars and everything's bent up. Broke a rim here, so he's got all kinds of problems. No steering for young Matt Jessam. His dad, Reg Jessam, was a pro stalker back 30 years ago, guys. Right when I got into this deal, Reg was running, and this is the 2nd generation going out of here. They're going to drag him in the infield just a little bit, and then they'll take care of the front end.
Well, look at all the next generation drivers we have in the field, Clinton, between Chevalier, Penante, McPherson, Friesens, of course. Who am I leaving out, Greg? Bleach. I believe Bill's the next generation, isn't he?
All right, so we're going back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. 11 laps complete in this one. 14 left to settle it. Bill Bleach will bring it down the front stretch.
Cody McPherson manages that rut a little bit better. That time he'll work to the outside of Anderson, and Brad Rouse not quite close enough to Bill Bleach to apply the pressure, but he gets a good run off of turn number 4. Brad Rouse leads that lap.
Oh, gets another good launch that time, but now here comes Cody McPherson into the party, making it a 3-car fight. Taylor Vanderzanen's part of that as well. Now he'll inch a little bit closer, make it 4 cars.
Great 4-car battle at the front. Just a little bit of a gap back to Mitch Dumont and Curtis Friesen. James Friesen battling with Nigel Pentecoski in the 78 machine as they continue to race side by side for the lead.
Brad Rouse could find just a little bit better line going into 3. Oh, hard shot in the blocks there for Doug Walsh. Just by the Duke Electric camera perch there. And we'll see him come to a rest.
Yeah, you can see about 4 blocks in from turn number 3. He's knocked a block right out of the row.
So we'll do a little dentistry over there, get that fixed, and get Doug Walsh's car. I wonder if it's going to have to be towed. That was a pretty solid shot on the front end.
It all depends how you hit it. If you hit it with the front bumper, you're good. If you hit it with a front wheel, you're in trouble. That's why we have Clinton Jeffrey, you know.
There we go.
Everything I see looks all right, but Doug is reaching for the helmet and the chin strap, so he's most likely going to be done here. They have knocked the front end out of this car a little bit, guys, but yeah, they've bent those radius rods, and you can see that tire is pushed right back into the bodywork there. So yes, they've knocked back the left front on the Walsh car.
Well, if you look at how far he moved that concrete block, Clinton, we've seen it takes quite an impact to move those things.
Yeah, so Ziegler and the crew will get over here. We'll put this block back in, lickety-split, and we'll be good to go.
Will we be seeing a return of the spatula? Oh, no, I'm not allowed to call it that.
We're not. Yes, we will.
Sorry. Whoops.
That's $25 going in my pocket.
Did you hear that, Adam? You owe him $25.
Because you were supposed to tell Greg not to call it that.
Yeah.
I'll pay it in bananas.
That's how all of our fines are paid from now on. Red flag being displayed as they go to work down in turn number 3. Clinton, do we have confirmation the driver's Doug is good down there?
He's 100% good.
Awesome.
He's good. We'll bring in our case machinery here, a little skid steer, knock this thing back into place. I hope that's what I'm supposed to call that too.
Man, that's like
we're gonna have a social media contest to name the apparatus in the front of the Case IH tractors, and we'll watch how they put these blocks back in.
Can we call it a thingamazigger?
You can enter our social media contest next week and put that in. Yes, I think that's probably one of the smartest things Adam said in a long time.
Long time ever.
Thank you.
Ricky, I know you're supervising the blocks here, but Adam just voted that we call the apparatus on the front of thing the thingamazigger.
Thingamazigger.
Yeah, how do you like that?
We'll think about it.
That's a no.
That's a no for me, Doc.
No, he wanted to use something that used Ricky's name, not Zigger's. That's why. Could it be the thingamaricker?
Nah, that's reaching.
That's pushing a little too hard.
Give us time. I mean, it's not even. We get a little zanier around 10:30
I was
or
gonna
11.
Say, this is early.
Well, it'll take us about a minute or two to get this back up.
While we've got a minute of downtime, I want to talk about a driver who doesn't race in the Sportsman class, races in the Strickland's GMC Crate Sprints. Rob Neely is here tonight, but he had shoulder surgery not long ago. He thought he was going to be good enough to race, and then I guess suffered a setback this week. And he says, on the bright side, I don't have to worry about points all year long. Miss the first night, take yourself out of the points, and you can just come back and have fun. But thinking about Rob, wishing him a speedy recovery. Always one of the best looking cars.
Yeah. Yeah, so he can go out there and just have some fun, not worry about points racing. And I'm greatly entertained by watching that. Oh, don't hit Clint.
It'd be all right if you did this week.
Man,
well, you wouldn't have to be up for 7:30 on Monday.
That's true.
He's pretty good with that thing.
What, with his thingamazigger?
Yeah.
Man, that's like a tank. That's fantastic.
I think Zigger and Ricky just play battle bots here all week while we're not around.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, but I don't think I'd want those forks coming at me. Sorry, bud.
I think we put things out on the track and see what Zigger can drive up over on that thing.
Don't tempt him. Come on. All right, we're about to get ready to go here, guys. They got about 6 inches to go, and we're ready. All right, that's good. We'll call that a fix for now and get back to her.
Fantastic. Carter Long with the white flag in the air. Is it still the Mobile 1 white flag when it's 1 to go for a restart?
You know what? There was an email you got today
kidding?
with all that
Are you
info on
kidding?
it.
Is it the one?
Are you joking right now? I've only said it 150 times.
I've got my screens open. I've got all the things that Clinton said we have to read. Yes, I'm
no, you
joking.
don't, because I told you you had to read. It's the Mobile 1 white flag.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You had that face where I couldn't tell. Is he being facetious?
It's one of my gifts.
Yes.
I don't even know when I'm being serious.
You got me. You got me. All right. Here we go. Back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. To the Asphalt Works green flag we go.
Brad Rose with a good launch off the bottom. Cody McPherson has to check up in turn number 1. Bill Bleach, man, he is getting through turn number 2 very well.
Brad Rose skates up a little high in 3 and 4 every lap, but he gets that great run off of 4. That's what powers him to the lead lap after lap. Now he'll dive down low. That really helped him that time to get some distance on Bill Bleach.
He ran the Bill Bleach line there. Not quite as well as Bill's been running it, but James Friesen around after battling with Pendakoski. Lets the car slide up the track. I do not know how we avoided a pileup there.
So that puts us back under the Dixieland Grill caution flag for James Michael Friesen. Fire it back up. Join the tail of the field. He's running in the 6th spot. Let's have a look at the replay. Ooh. Wheel to wheel. Doubled back up. So now Rouse gets to start on the inside line. Bleach on the outside. Cody McPherson now will be on that back Nerf bar. Brad Rouse coming to this restart next time around. Still 2 features to come. Middleport Mechanical Thundertocks and the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division.
Full field in both races. Of 28 cars expected. We're going to stack them up and try this again. Cody McPherson's been missing just a little bit in turn number 1. Really the hottest driver on dirt last year in the Sportsman division.
There he is. You see him just riding that rear bar of Brad Rouse as they come back to the green flag. Good restart for Brad. He'll lead them down into corner number 1. Cody's going to try and follow suit to the inside of Bill Bleach. They're 3 wide behind that as Curtis Friesen stuck the nose to the outside.
Yeah, Curtis makes a great move there through the middle, now to the outside off of turn number 4. He'll take over that 4th spot.
It's Rouse, McPherson, Bleach. Friesen, Bleach now back to the inside of McPherson as they go door to door down into corner number 3. Bleach has got that line back that he had earlier on. McPherson on the outside though at the line is going to have the 2nd spot.
great racing in this Sportsman feature event as the yellow flag is out.
As we curiously look around for what the caution flag was for there. Gonna zoom in on something maybe? No. Eight laps left to settle this one. Things just starting to heat up. Field doubled up. One to go. And we see the rescue crew on the back stretch just to the entry at corner number 3 picking something up. So something spotted back there. Abby back again this year with the drone.
Abby's the star of the show. Make no mistake.
Obviously. Tighten right up, ready to go. Back to the green flag. Rouse, McPherson, wheel to wheel. It's the first time they've lined up on the front row for this feature. As Bleach got shuffled back to third there, but he's not done. He's right there now. McPherson's going to squirt by Rouse and then cut right up into his line and lead the lap.
Rouse gives him a little bit of a push. How do you do? Does he try to return the favor? That was an ugly slider.
Hey,
got one off the pace there in turn number 1. That's going to bring out a yellow.
Mitch Dumont. Oh, what a shame. He was having a good run here tonight.
Oh, wow. So, Cody McPherson executed a successful slide job. Brad Rouse executed an unsuccessful slide job, which is where you run that line, but you don't clear the car on the outside. You just sort of push them up the track.
How's that unsuccessful? He still got the spot.
It's unsuccessful because there's retribution to come.
Yeah.
When someone pulls a successful slide job on you, you're kind of like, damn, wish I could have crossed them over or done something. When someone pulls a dirty slider on you, and this...
Yeah.
Brad didn't want to get into...
No.
He wanted Cody to be gone, but Cody was there.
I mean, to me, whether I've got a butt in line at Dairy Queen or push somebody out of the way, either way it's successful. I got ice cream, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Jacob Chevalier. What was that? Gave something to Chris Long there. Some sort of exchange took place.
Unless it's a one-way radio.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
It was a big clump of mud
Oh,
stuck under the gas and the brake pedal.
Oh.
So he just handed it to Chris.
Yeah. Why?
I hope that was mud. It was a close call.
You're in like mid-season form already.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Oh, heavy damage there in the left front for Mitch Dumont. Real shame, as I said. He was having a great run here tonight. And ends it on the hook with 7 laps left to go here for the ROC Sportsman.
I was so glad we got to have an in-depth and lengthy discussion today on Facebook Messenger about how the season's going to go.
It was great. Did you like my thumbs up?
I think I said, here we go, sent an attachment, and you gave me a thumbs up. Like, really?
That's it.
You might as well have said, whatever. Bless your heart.
Just waiting on Chevalier here, whether he's going to rejoin. Looks like he will. And they'll double them up, get them ready to go here with 7 laps left to go on Sterling Lubricants and Renway Energy Night here at OHSWEKEN Speedway. Season opener 2025. Glad you could join us.
Cody McPherson scored as the race leader. As the mobile one white flag is displayed.
Good job, Adam.
Thank you. That whole episode almost made me not want to use sarcasm and irony anymore, but no, I'll stick with it. It's what I know.
Why stop what's got you this far?
Right? Too late to turn back now.
Cody McPherson starts on the inside line this time as we come back through the WG Truck Center's restart zone. Asphalt Works green flag back in the air, and Cody McPherson will power ahead, but Brad Rouse trying to get that same launch. Instead, it's Bill Bleach. Slips in front of him into the second spot for a moment.
Yeah, Bleach has been the monkey wrench in the works tonight in that 108. Really fires well and really gets around the inside well.
And Bleach is going to be able to get some distance. Curtis Friesen now working to the inside of Brad Rouse down in corner number 3. As they come off the corner, it's all Cody McPherson now with 5 laps left to go, says Carter Long.
Brad Rouse back to the inside groove, trying to make that work. He slides up just a little bit, loses ground there to Bill Bleach. Curtis Friesen in tow. So is Nigel Pendekoski in that 78.
4 left for Cody McPherson. Bill Bleach riding in that second spot. He's got Friesen and Brad Rouse duking it out right behind him.
Friesen just sent that 68 into turn 1, rut be damned, and bounced his way through the corner, trying to battle with Brad Rouse for that 3rd spot.
McPherson beginning to check out on this battle for the 2nd spot as Rouse is right back there in the 108 of Bill Bleach trying to regain the runner-up position. 2 laps left to go this time for Cody McPherson.
McPherson out in front, extending that advantage. Brad Rouse trying to close in on Bill Bleach, and Curtis Friesen just pulling out all the stops, driving that 68 Gibby-sponsored machine out there in the 4th spot.
Mobile 1 white flag out. 1 more trip around for Cody McPherson over Bill Bleach, Brad Rouse. Great battle going on right now behind that.
Jacob Chevalier side by side with Nigel Pendekoski. Chevalier going to get the spot, but out in front with the checkered flags in the air. Cody McPherson for the win. Bill Bleach comes home 2nd, Rouse 3rd, Curtis Friesen 4th. Jacob Chevalier rounds out the top 5.
Nigel Pendekoski 6th, 7th will be James Michael Friesen. 8th is Taylor Vander Zanden. 9th, Matteo Panante, and Dan Ferguson will round out the top 10 tonight for the ROC Sportsman. Took him a little while to make his way to the front, but nonetheless, once again, Cody McPherson going to make his way to Slack Lumber Victory Lane. He'll pick up the win over Bill Bleach and Brad Rouse.
I got to think Bill Bleach is going to be pretty happy with that runner-up finish. He battled hard.
That he did. He never went away. Even when Cody and Brad got by him, he fought right back. And that GSR 108 comes home with the 2nd place finish as Lone Wolf Fireworks lights up the sky for Cody McPherson, tonight's winner with the ROC Sportsman. Great shots from Abby on the drone. Well, with the drone. He's not on the drone.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Well, Cody McPherson, no stranger to victory lane here at OHSWEKEN Speedway, will make another appearance in Slack Victory Lane here as we get set to go. And to talk to him, solid run for Bill Bleach Jr. Of course, Brad Rouse is always in the mix. We'll let Cody get his way out here. And we'll have a quick chat with him about his run here this evening. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, out of hand. for your ROC Sportsman feature winner tonight, Cody McPherson. Cody, let's talk about the drive here tonight. You know, always good when you guys show up. Brad and Billy both looked really good here, but your car kind of came on the last 7 or 8 laps. What was going on the beginning to middle of that one?
Yeah, you know, I would just get too tight going through the holes, and especially in 3 and 4. When they were balanced side by side, I started rolling the middle. They're going above the hole and then going through the middle, and I thought I had something, but then I'd get tight going into the 3. So, you know, I just got Billy, and then we had a restart there, and he was coming to the top, so I pulled a slide job, and that was it. Away we went.
Right on, Cody. Congratulations.
Thank you. Just got to thank Rick Belante, my Aunt Tam, Wheeler Concrete Truck and Rick's Delivery, Steve McPherson Jr. Trucking, Guy McPherson Haulage, Lions Tire, Beaverlock Farms, Summertime Spray Foam, Hitchman Trailers, Niagara Trailers. You know, I got a lot of people to help, and I couldn't do it without them.
Right on, Cody McPherson, your feature winner here for the ROC Sports. We'll get Bill Bleach Jr. around. Bill, let's talk about that, man. You had this car rolling nice here tonight. You had a shot at it. You led for a while, going back and forth with Rouse. Tell us about your race there.
Car was great. Just tried to navigate that bump there. Glenn Steyer's gave me a brand new car to drive, so it's awesome to come here, be able to show some speed, lead some laps, and finish on the podium.
Right on. Congratulations, Bill.
Thank you very much.
Bill Bleach Jr. will grab second spot, and we'll talk to the veteran Brad Rouse. Brad, back here dabbling in the Sportsman. You won a ton of features, but always fun to get daughter's car out here and have some run. How's that going?
Yeah, it was good to get back out there and run with these guys. And you know what? I don't know. It is what it is. The last restart I kind of disagree with. We're coming out of 4. We're going in halfway through 3. But Joe usually runs a pretty good show. I think that one slipped away from him. But you know what? It is what it is. It's racing. We come back the next week, we race again. And just race them the way they race you.
They have from Brad Rouse. He'll be third tonight. Bill Bleach Jr. second. And your winner, Cody McPherson. We'll wrap things up here from Slack Lumber Victory Lane. We'll be right back live here at OHSWEKEN for the Thunderstock feature coming up.
At Reupload, we buy any car in any condition.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
Lockhart's Odyssey is BRP's newest marine dealer for the legendary Alumacraft fishing boats, the luxurious Manitous, and the affordable Sea-Doo Switch pontoons. Come aboard our new outdoor showroom, located here in Cortland at Lockhart's Odyssey, your BRP superstore.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner. Today, as a 100% Canadian-owned credit union, we offer all the products and services you'd expect from a traditional bank, but with a personal, community-focused approach, investing back into the people, local businesses, and communities we serve. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
Freshstone presents Friday Night Excitement here at OHSWEKEN Speedway. Greg Kellman along with Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffries will get ready for our third feature of 4 here tonight. It's the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks, 20 laps of distance. Dave Bailey out of Hagersville in the 49 starts on the pole. To his outside from Hagersville as well, the 23, Trevor DeBoer. Starting in third from Merlin in the 96, it's Steve Shaw Sr. To his outside, the champion from 1 year ago. Starting in fourth out of Victoria, the 84 RK of Ryan Beagle. Starting in fifth from Caledonia, the 88L, it's Logan Ferguson. Going sixth from Harley, the 37, Robert Hoskins. Going off 7th, Zach Bleach from Port Robinson in the 108. Mike Klazinga from Hagersville in the 93 K8 rolls off 8th. Starting in 9th, Scott McPhail from Hamilton, the 07. Nick Massey starts 10th from Wellandport in the 222. Casey Huffman starts 11th. He's from Brantford in car number 13. Starting in 12th from Canfield, the 03, George Grossel. 13th starting position, Tim Phelan from Binbrook in the 427. Mikey Bobby, Mike Thorne out of Caledonia in the 55 starts 14th. 15th, Blake Bobberry Jr. out of Oshweken, the 24. Rob Disher from Grimsby in the 17 goes 16th. 17th starting spot from Thorold, the 11 of Go Fast Teeple, and 18th is Brian General out of Oshweken, the 69G. Starting at 19th, Brian Passetti out of Hamilton, the 62. Brando Green Stiers from Oshweken, the 81, starts 20th. Going 21st, Ryan Denning from Hagersville in car number 8. Keith Dale from Niagara Falls in the 26 goes 22nd. Starting 23rd out of Hamilton is Kyle Andrus in the 43. Jamie Gooch starts 24th. He's from London in the 76. Bella General starts 25th in the 13X from Six Nations. And Mitch Petta rolls off in the 26th position from Waynefleet in the 77. John Overholt out of Welland in the 96-0 starts 27th. 28th, Mark Bazine from Caledonia. In the 21X, going 29th, Braden Birding out of Oshweken in the 21J, and Dylan Peckham in the 51D starts 30th.
Guys, I feel like I need to explain what happened, why we ended up at 30 cars. We did run the B, but as you know, we had communication issues, and our sound system was out in the pit. So a few of the drivers, as witnessed by the B main, missed the B main. So in order, because it was our own situation, we're going to honor that, and we're going to add those last 2 cars to the tail end of the feature. So normally we only start 28. We do feel 2 drivers were slighted, so we're going to give them their spots at the tail end of the A here tonight.
Which is kind of funny. It's the most experienced driver here and the most inexperienced driver here on the last row, Rob Disher and Bella General.
It was actually Mark Bazine that missed. And he was furious that we didn't make the announcement. It was said no B main, and we ended up with the B main. So we just felt it was the right thing to do to get these guys in who were kind of misfortuned by our system failure.
You generally do the right thing. Good call.
We just don't want anybody to go home sour on opening night if we can help it. So here we go, guys.
Too late, Adams here.
You guys have been getting along nice already, so
I'm
feeling good.
You're not in the room.
Green flag is out. The asphalt works. Green flag flies for the Middleport Mechanical Thundertocks. Their first feature, 2025 underway.
Dave Bailey, the familiar Brewster Baker, number 49, leads the way. Trevor DeBoer in second. The big dog, Ryan Beagle, rounds out the top 3 as they complete lap number 1.
Trevor DeBoer right there in that 23 machine, riding on the back bumper of the 49. There's Ryan Beagle. And with the heads-up start, or with the draw for position instead of the handicap, you get these guys qualifying well through the heats and starting out the front in the feature. That won't be the case once we get a couple of weeks into the season. They'll have to work their way through the features.
I almost wonder if someone's putting fluid out. There's a few cars out there that are sliding all over the place on the outside. Logan Ferguson has come to rest on the outside of turn 3.
One lap complete. There you see Logan Ferguson. Looks like he might be done.
Yeah, window net down.
What a shame for Logan. Started in the 5th position, had a good solid run in the qualifying heat earlier on. And that puts us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. Race Med on the scene, Jack's on the scene.
Clinton's slow to get to the scene. Yeah, he's broken a tie rod here, guys, the wheels. And Jack, the probably best way to see it would be is if you come over the hood here. You can see the left front is pointing straight, the right front is turned in. So the tie rods, the wheels are not facing the same direction. And that's the situation here for Logan Ferguson.
Great work by Clinton Jackson down there in the turns.
Logan, looks like you broke a tie rod there. Both tires not doing the same thing. What happened?
Well, got into turn 1 there, got into the back of the guy in front of me, and just got her spun around there.
Well, you're all right. Fixed. Looks like it shouldn't be too bad. Tough start to your season, though.
Yeah.
All right, said, yeah, tough break, but they'll get it together and be back next week, guys.
You know, it feels a lot better, these type of issues, when your car's fast.
Yeah.
When your car's slow and something breaks, it just, oh man, what a terrible night. He's got a lot to look back on and think that's a pretty good opening night.
Yeah, for sure. Ran solid in the heat. And another lesson learned. He's still new to this division as well, so every little bit is a learning experience as well.
Now, Greg, have you changed your regiment here in 2025? You haven't left the tower since the night started.
I haven't had anything to drink all day.
Okay. Yeah. So you've changed your regiment for 2025. Normally, one of us has our eyes watering at some point.
Of course, now that you've mentioned it. Thanks, Adam.
Let's talk to Mike Morris about getting it to Penn's partnership.
Looks like we're coming back to the green flag this time by the WG Truck Center restart zone. Dave Bailey, Trevor DeBoer with 2 complete in this one, 18 to go.
The field rumbles down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Zach Bleach in the 108. Looking pretty racy. Got around Ryan Beagle there.
Best appearing car of 2024 was Zach Bleach. He's right there riding in that 3rd spot, right behind Trevor DeBoer. Ryan Beagle's trying to find a line around these two. He's searching, looking.
Dave Bailey out in front. Remember last year it was the start of the season that really went sideways for Bailey. He was behind the 8 ball most of the year. So he'd like nothing more than to be able to stay out front as the yellow flag flies.
That was, no, green lights are back on, so I don't know what happened there. A little oops-a-daisy. Everyone stays under power.
Beagle up to the 2nd spot, about 10 car lengths back from Dave Bailey, and Dave Bailey is running the Bailey line.
Yeah.
Down low, don't use any more of the racetrack than you need to keep up your speed. Where most drivers would cut them off the corner and come up almost all the way to the wall, Bailey leaves half of the track unused.
Pedals those corners right down close to the blocks, continuing to lead. Ryan Beagle has cleared himself of Trevor DeBoer and trying to, this is shades of 2023 where it was Ryan Beagle trying to size up and find a line that's going to get past this. Oh, Bailey having to make evasive moves there for Jamie Googe, who's gone around in corner number 2. Back under the Dixieland Grill caution flag with 5 on the board and 15 to go.
There are
there's
seven laps.
7.
Yeah, the scoreboard tonight did this last year a couple of nights. A little sluggish.
Jamie Googe will get that car turned around and will join the tail of the field. So Ryan Beagle ran his fastest lap that last lap. And it was 0.2 quicker than anything Dave Bailey's run. So Ryan Beagle maybe finding something here behind Dave Bailey. And again, when you are that 2nd place car chasing the leader, you're kind of just throwing it at them. You have to give it everything. You got to look for different lines. Dave Bailey, as the leader, how hard do you press it? You haven't seen anyone come up alongside you yet. So
that's right. Don't change anything until somebody challenges you.
Trevor DeBoer also ran his quickest lap on that 7th lap. 13 remain. Field doubled up. They'll come to the white flag.
It'll be Dave Bailey and Ryan Beagle on the front row, Trevor DeBoer and Zach Bleach on row 2, Mike Klazinga and Rob Hoskins in row 3. Now, I know those are camouflage numbers on Klazinga, but I swear that car had no numbers when it got here. Like the camouflage weren't invisible.
These two always find one another. Here they go. And it seems like Trevor DeBoer is always right there, too. Dave Bailey.
Right in the mix. A good restart for Dave Bailey. Gets out in front. Leaves Trevor DeBoer side by side with Ryan Beagle.
Boy. That was a hit. Heath Dale. Got turned to the right. I'm going to have to watch that again to see what happened, but.
Is that Go Fast Teeple there with a lot of
a
body work peeled off of that 11 machine?
That was a hard hit. Brian Passetti with the left front all torn up. Spent all offseason making the car look nice, and then watch this. Oh, he just lost control, and boom, right into Passetti. And Go Fast Teeple had nowhere to go.
Well, all kinds of problems here on the Keith Dale 26. They've broken an axle and lost a wheel here on this one. And then you've got flat right front over there too. And, fluid out the front, busted rad, all kinds of issues there for him. So that's going to be a bit of a problem.
And you could see him at the end of that. He was pounding the steering wheel, upset, obviously, there with himself and what had happened. And Rob Disher out of the car. Left front, beat up on the 17.
So, all kinds of body work here on the Teeble machine, too for Jack to look at.
Where's Rob Disher in this? Okay,
he's got all his stuff here beat up too, guys.
Oh, yeah. Man, Rob Disher took a hard hit there. Because you see the cars in front of him, and you watch, your eyes go to that first, but Rob Disher was just right in the middle of it too, had nowhere to go and took a hard lick. Actually, look at the dent right above the driver's side door there.
Yeah.
Right at the bar, and Rob sitting down just catching his breath.
He's been around this game for a little while. Let's have another look. We're looking for the white 17.
That's where the right rear broke off of Dale's car, was on that bar just over the driver's door of Rob Disher. And there you see that they took the telestrator away from you, didn't they? Right there where Rob's name is on the roof, that's where the impact was. We never used it anyways.
The unnamed piece of equipment from Case IH makes it out onto the racetrack. I don't know if it'll fit under a Thunderstock. We're about to find out.
Sure it will.
Wow.
It's just like scooping something off a pan, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. What would that
Stop.
piece of equipment be called?
We'll have a name. We'll take a quick break as they replace us here on GeForce TV.
Built for a smoother, smarter, simpler season. Built to break new ground every time you break ground. Built for a higher quality harvest. Built to protect your crops with precision while giving you precision control in the palm of your hand. With a local service network built to keep you running. Everything Case IH makes is purposefully designed to work on your farm. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
For over 30 years, WG Truck Center has been a place where pride lives in the details. Every weld, every repair, every build. And it's our people that make it matter. The ones who take ownership, who work as a team, and who see the future in every truck that rolls out. It's not just a place to work, it's a place to grow while you build something that lasts. WG Truck Center, built by people who care.
From racetrack to road, Mobil 1 Motor Oils make whatever you drive more beautifully.
Back at OHSWEKEN Speedway, Fresh Stone presents Friday Night Excitement. You see they continue to move the carnage off the track. Brian Passetti getting hooked up and taken to the pit area. I believe he'll be the last one to go on the hook. Heavy left front damage on the 62. And a few drivers are going to have a lot of work to do. No racing for them next week, but a couple of weeks to make some repairs. You see the Braemar building speed shot. Those cars just getting the yellow flag. They'll start moving away again. Here on Sterling Lubricants Renway Energy Night, opening night of 2025 here at the Big O. Greg Kelman along with Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffrey down trackside. Crate sprints still to come. We've got 13 laps to go here for the Thundertocks, and then the crate sprints will conclude our program here this evening. Now, is that an onboard camera that they have with Dave Bailey? I noticed it. Okay. I saw that, and it looked a little unlike anything anyone else runs for a camera, so.
Problem for, looks like Mitch Petta up there in turn 4.
Race med crew there to check out the 77. And looks like, oh, I thought maybe he's taking his helmet off there. And the Kenny Reupload push trucks will come up behind the 77. Looks like he is done for the night. The mascots, Kalon Fang, doing some exercises. That's more sit-ups than you and I have ever done in our lives.
You know, I read something that really, every time we wake up in the morning and get up, that's a sit-up. There's 365 days in a year. So I'm doing all right, Greg.
See, I've changed my strategy. During the I had a rough off season. I hurt my back, and now I've had to use the strategy where you roll out of bed. So much better than a sit-up. I'll show you the maneuver. You kind of use your arm and just throw yourself out.
You've given up, haven't you?
Yep. Yeah.
I injured my back sitting a month ago.
You're getting old, man. Right? Green flag back out. The Asphalt Works green flag with 7 on the board, 13 to go.
Dave Bailey gets that car settled down into turn number 1. He'll lead the way down the backstretch. 4 wide further back. Nick Mazzy, Ryan Dinning, Casey Huffman, and Tim Phelan. Look at Phelan around the outside.
Doesn't have to worry about scuffing up that paint scheme, so why not just ride it right to the wall?
He just passed a handful of cars that lap.
Look at the speed. Now he's working on Klazinga. Right behind, is that McPhail right in front of him? Nope, sorry, that is Hoskins right in front. And a great battle out in front of this one. Bailey and Beagle once again. And I think Beagle's doing the Elvis lip curl there in the front. Hood pin gone.
Oh, there you go. 10 laps to go. We're halfway through this Thunderstock feature event. Bailey continues to lead. Now we can feel Ryan Beagle alongside. Now it's time to do something a little bit different.
He'll run it right out to the wall. Bailey right on the bottom, and Beagle leads the lap. Right at the halfway point. No, 1 lap past that. 11 on the board. Scoring says 9 to go.
Beagle out in front. Dave Bailey not going to give up. Back to the bottom he goes. Pulls alongside the 84. They're side by side through turn 4.
For Bailey last year, I think he was happy for Ryan Beagle to win the championship. I think that happiness is over. He's like, okay, it's time for me to get back to winning more and winning another championship. Fighting right back, side by side. Bailey is coming a little bit higher off the corner now.
So look at what he's done the last few laps. He's following Ryan Beagle through 1 and 2, running almost the same line, and then making his move in 3 and 4.
Slower traffic right around the leaders right now. Jamie Googe gets out of the way for the leaders. Up next, John Overholt. They'll easily dispense of him.
Beagle with about a 2-car length advantage over Dave Bailey. 3 and 4 is where Bailey was faster, and he just gained some ground there as well.
Beagle stretching it out a little bit. 3 cars right in front of the leaders right now. We've got, is that Burning right in front? Oh, 1 car sideways right in front of the leaders. Beagle's going to get bottled up, and Bailey's going to go around and take the lead. We're still green.
Wow. What a heads-up move by Dave Bailey.
You're going to see, the Dixieland caution will come out.
Ryan Beagle was committed to the bottom, and the track just closed off in front of him. He does a nice job to not tear the front end off of that 84 machine. Have a look at this down into 3 and 4.
So Brando Green Stiers was the one that got a little sideways there, and Burning really just had nowhere to go. He came down the track, and the leaders were right there, so thankfully no damage. And for Ryan Beagle, he needed a caution to come out there. Bailey was probably going to walk away.
Yeah, from that point, I don't think Beagle could have closed back in on him, but
Bailey really, I don't know as though Bailey had to lose any momentum, but Beagle lost all of that as soon as he had to let out. Crisis averted. 4 to go.
some of those crate sprint drivers have been sitting in their cars for quite a while over there, staged and ready for their feature event.
Trevor DeBoer still hanging there in the third spot. Zach Bleach in fourth. Rob Hoskins having a great run up in the top five. Mike Klazinga 6th, Tim Phelan 7th, Ryan Dinning from the B main to 8th, Casey Huffman, good solid top 10, and Kyle Andrus running in the 10th spot as well. He came out of the B. Had problems in his heat.
Yeah, solid run for him in that 43. He's paid his dues.
Yeah.
Mobile one to go at the line. Single file restart will be a good thing for Dave Bailey.
Creep down through 3 and 4, back to the WG Truck Center's restart zone. Bailey, Beagle, DeBoer, Bleach, and Hoskins, your top 5.
Great launch for Dave Bailey. Gets a couple of car lengths between himself and Ryan Beagle. Trevor DeBoer actually got a good start as well. Makes a move on Beagle. Can't finish that.
Ryan Denning restarted 8th. He's almost at the top 5. Cars on the move.
There's another driver that was in the B main here tonight. As we've got 3 laps to go, it'll be 2 laps left this time.
So now Beagle's got to start all over again, but he's run out of laps. Oh, and we got more carnage at the back. Whoa.
Brian General.
Tim Phelan went over someone's tire. There's Nick Massey in the 222. He's the car facing the wrong way, and I think he's the one that's lost. I'm guessing it's the right rear.
Oh, I thought that was Brian General sitting up there.
Julie Swayze Remax 222 and Nick Massey taking the steering wheel off.
Yeah, he's lost that right rear that's right in front of Jack here in turn 4.
Scott McPhail went for a wild ride.
So we'll have to pick up the Nick Massey car from the back here.
And the crew will pick up the wheel.
Safety crew putting in the work tonight.
Yeah. Been a long off season. And Nick climbs out of the car. And Clinton Jeffrey looks like he's going to have a word here with, don't trip over the kitty litter though.
Nick, certainly not the way you wanted this to go, just a parts failure, or did it get together with someone else?
I think it was me spinning it out and then somebody just punched me, but there's nothing I could do. I was spun out, nothing they could do, just in the way.
All right, we'll let you get cleaned up here. Nick Massey makes his return here to the Thundertocks guys. They got him hooked up. It won't be long now to get him cleared away.
It's always nice to see drivers come back after they've been gone for a little while. You know, life gets in the way sometimes, but it's a strong addiction, this racing bug.
Ryan Dinning moved up 2 more spots on that restart. Started 21st. He was up to 8th and then made a couple of more nice passes. He's in 6th right now, was putting pressure on Robert Hoskins. We didn't talk about ones to watch at the start of the race, brought to you by Bradshaw Brothers Fuels, but the 8 of Ryan Dinning, I think he's still one to watch right now because he's working on a top 5, and when you start 21st, that's almost as good as a win, I think.
Especially on a night where there was no handicap. Later in the season, the top points runners are going to start back around the 18th spot or so, but they're all faster than the front runners. Tonight, fast cars are near the front, so to come from 21st to get to the front is pretty impressive.
Good shot there of Nick Massey's car, and you can see the other side, that right rear gone, Clint.
Yeah, we got one spot of stay dry here. We'll have to work through where the rear end drops some grease on the track, but shouldn't be too bad. The drivers will get a good look at it. We'll punch them through it a couple times, and then we'll be ready to go. We'll clear on out of here and be ready to rock in a second.
What do you think? Ryan Beagle got something for Bailey here. It's almost like for Beagle, he needs about 3 or 4 laps to work on that. Not that he hasn't done it, but these quick restarts with 1 or 2 to go, I think, plays more into Dave's favor.
It totally plays into Dave's favor, but does Ryan have something for him? Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Just can he get there in time?
You hear the drivers going through that stay dry there.
One time through ought to be good. The Mobile One white flag is displayed. We'll set him loose next time at a turn number 4 with 2 laps to go.
Showtime for Beagle, DeBoer, Bleach. They got anything for Bailey? It's go time. Carter Long with the green flag. Dave Bailey will set the pace, and we're back on it.
Good start for Bailey off of turn number 2, opening up that gap about 4 car lengths over Beagle. Trevor DeBoer settles into the 3rd spot.
Mobile One white flag coming out for the first time this year for the Thundertocks as Dave Bailey's got a good size advantage heading into 1.
Off of turn number 2, Ryan Beagle closing that gap down to 3 car lengths with Dave Bailey handling well on the straightaway. Great speed in the 49.
Checkers coming out. Dave Bailey's going to pick up the win. Ryan Beagle second over Trevor DeBoer, Zach Bleach, Rob Hoskins, and Mike Klazinga takes back 6th at the line over Ryan Denning. Casey Huffman with a solid 8th place performance over Steve Shaw Sr. and Kyle Andrus. Started 23rd and he works his way up to 10th. So some drivers making some moves tonight, but it was that man right there, Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey. And the Queenston Chevrolet Gibbs Action Sport number 49 picking up the first Thunderstock win of the season. And the guy finishing second, he won the last feature here, the Thunderstock Nationals back in 2024. Ryan Beagle crosses the line in second. Trevor DeBoer right there in that 3rd spot. We'll talk with them in a moment down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane with our very own Clinton Jeffrey as we get ready to see Lone Wolf Fireworks light up the sky as Dave Bailey adds another one to the pile. Take a look at his win total here in the Thunderstock division. All-time winningest driver, win number 44 for Dave Bailey. Next closest, A.J. Lewis at 23.
Well, his work his way into Slack Lumber Victory Lane. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? For the multi-time champion, Dave Bailey picks up the opening night win. Go over and talk to Buddy Ryan, and we'll get him out in front here for a couple quick words. Well, Dave, this is a good way to kind of pick things up. You know, you went through an engine to start the year in practice, got back out here. And Adam said in your feature, you know, the first few weeks kind of put you behind the 8 ball last year. This is a great way to turn that around.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to be here. It sucks for Ryan. He kind of got screwed on that deal, but that's racing luck sometimes. And this year we're starting off with racing luck on our side, so really awesome to do that, and just excited to be back racing.
Awesome, Dave. How was the track tonight for an early spring race for us?
It's got a little bit of a bump into 2, and then there's kind of a line, well, I guess into 1, and then there's a line coming out of 4 here that's a little bit rough, but it's way 100 times better than any spring previously. So just can't wait. Outlaw Show should be great on Wednesday, Thursday, and we'll be back here in 2 weeks.
All right, Dave Bailey returns to his winning ways. The champ, Ryan Beagle. Ryan, it's always tough when you guys start up, heads up, going back and forth, but second place, not a bad start to your season. You know, Dave had a bad luck to kick off his season. You're both starting off on the right foot.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good race there. I always have fun racing with Dave most of the time, and Just to get second opening night, so it's good.
All right, there you have it.
Thank you.
Ryan Beagle will finish second. Let me sneak over here. We'll get in with Trevor DeBoer. Trevor, solid run for you. I mean, like, you feel like you've been chasing these guys too long, or are you sick of looking at the back bumper of these guys? Because they seem to be 1 and 2 a lot, but you're in third a lot.
Well, it's a challenge just to even finish in third, but behind those two, it doesn't make you feel too bad. We worked pretty hard on stuff, and it was handling pretty good tonight, better than it has been. We gave her a little bit of shine, and maybe when I went to unload the car off the trailer when we got here, I looked underneath, and one of my chickens was sitting on the trailer. So maybe I got a lucky chicken, I don't know.
Where's the chicken now?
In the back of the truck, in a box.
You're kidding, right?
Nope, he's out there.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Trevor DeBoer finishes third with a chicken in the truck. Beagle will be second, and Dave Bailey picks up the opening night win. We'll be right back live here on G-Force TV. Let's look at what's coming up Wednesday, Thursday, the Outlaws.
For over 30 years, WG Truck Center has been a place where pride lives in the details. Every weld, every repair, every build. And it's our people that make it matter. The ones who take ownership, who work as a team, and who see the future in every truck that rolls out. It's not just a place to work, it's a place to grow while you build something that lasts. WG Truck Center, built by people who care.
From racetrack to road, Mobil 1 Motor Oils make whatever you drive more beautifully.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work, we build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
Introducing the Fleet Lineup by CargoEase. Our commercial and Titan Series slide come with weight capacities of 1,500 to 3,000 pounds and features HDPE Ultra Ply Deck, a 1/4-inch rubber mat, 8-inch aluminum side rails, a patented spring release T-handle, and L-hook fasteners. This is the CargoEase Fleet Lineup.
Back at OHSWEKEN Speedway, one feature left to go. We've lost Clinton Jeffrey. You heard there's chicken in a box in the pits. He thought it was tenders. He's gone. Adam Ross starting lineup for the Crate Sprints.
On the pole from Wayne Fleet, the 72 is Tanner Podwinski. On the outside of the front row from Port Colborne, the 5D is Jacob Dykstra. Starting third in the 3S from Mossley, it's Austin Rose. Starting fourth from St. Thomas, the 52 is Jesse Costa. Starting fifth from Jerseyville, the 53 is Logan Schwedick. Starting sixth from Dorchester, the 1 is Holly Porter. Starting seventh from Waynefleet, the BS39 is Brett Stratford. Starting eighth from Kitchener, the 50 LS is Adrian Staley. Starting ninth from OHSWEKEN, the 9C is Brian Nanakoke. Starting 10th from Thamesford, the 14 is Larry Gledhill. Starting 11th from Stony Creek, the 24A is AJ Lewis. Starting 12th from St. Catharines, the 2S is Al Slate. Starting 13th from Cambridge, the 44 is Connor Ross. Starting 14th from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. Starting 15th from OHSWEKEN, the 28T is Cam Thompson. Starting 16th from Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. Starting 17th from Baden, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. Starting 18th at Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. 19th in the 11W from Hagersville, it's Jeremy May. And 20th from Cortland, the 5 is Tom Pellizzari. 21st from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. And 22nd from Six Nations, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller in the 20. Starting 23rd from Simcoe, the 14B is Broden Wilder. 24th from Hagersville, the 24K is Kiana Teal. 25th from Beamsville, the 27 is Nico Hansen. 26th out of Ancaster, the 26X is Campbell Baker. And in the final row, from Peterborough, the 8 is Curtis Connell. And out of Hamilton, the 78 is Darren McLennan.
Well, one white flag being displayed. We'll go green flag racing next time by. You see the in-car camera brought to you by Sitting Bull Tires. Is that aboard Brett Stratford, I believe?
Yeah, it's supposed to be on Brett Stratford. That's what I had heard.
Great shot there. That's going to give us some great looks. About as close as you can get to being Brett Stratford right there. Just another foot over, you'd be right where his eyes are. So a great look there.
Yellow flag coming back out. "20 laps the distance in this A main event, our final feature of the night here on opening night 2025.
White flag back out again.
How good does that Strickland's GMC pace truck look?
Yeah, fantastic.
That's my favorite look so far.
Fantastic wrap on that. Rick Scott behind the wheel. He'll pull it off into the infield. That's Strickland's wrapped truck ready for the first Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car feature of 2025. Tanner Podwinski, Jacob Dykstra will bring us to the green flag.
Clean start for the Crate Sprints as they work down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Jacob Dykstra out in front. Podwinski second. No, Jesse Costa runs second.
Lots of action through this pack. It's hard to take your eyes off of anything from 10th on back at this point. It is hairy.
Out in front, though, Jacob Dykstra leading the way. Jesse Costa trying to close in that 52 with Tanner Podwinski keeping pace.
Riding aboard Brett Stratford there. You could really see those new green lights, the new safety lights out there on the track, how well they were illuminated every corner around this track.
Yeah, things are looking great here in the early going as Jacob Dykstra holding a pretty wheel, extending that lead just a little bit as Jesse Costa battles side by side with Tanner Podwinski.
Off the corner, Costa will have that position. It's all Jacob Dykstra out in front right now, but Jesse Costa looking to reel him in, and they're already beginning to catch the tail end of the field as we'll have 5 on the board.
Problem in turn number 2. Larry Gledhill goes around. Al Slate gets collected. How often do we say that? Nowhere to go for Al Slate. Gledhill got a little squirrely coming off of turn 4. Connor Ross got to the inside of him. They went down into 1 and 2. He hit that rut awkwardly, and he never really was able to get it back under control.
So looks like 4 complete, 16 to go. It's been all Jacob Dykstra with Jesse Costa just working past Tanner Podwinski right before that caution flag. There you see Brett Stratford's in-car camera, again brought to you by Sitting Bull Tires, and when they were at full song, those green lights were vibrant green, and just as quickly you can see the yellow lights are on. What a shot there, right behind Austin Rose. The champ's got his work cut out for him here in 2025.
There's a lot of talent out there, a lot of youth out there. You mentioned Keegan Baker and the great season he had in 2024. Clinton?
Yeah, Larry Gledhill's got no steering here on the front of this 14 machine of his, so he's got problems with the steering box, and yeah, I can show you why, guys. Right here, the drag link has broken off, and this is supposed to attach to this bar. This bar is actually up inside his bodywork here. So this is the end of the rod here that would attach to the steering arm, and that's why he's got no steering on here. They've also pushed in the header. As you can see, it's got punched in there. So Larry Gledhill's terrible luck continues here. Man, in his last 5 or 6 races, he's probably got on the hook 7 times.
And it's such a pretty race car. Like I just think that the design on that thing is absolutely beautiful. I'm surprised Al Slate was able to just push off and rejoin the field. He must have squared him up pretty good and just got him with the front bumper.
So Gledhill on the hook, and we should be able to get things lined up after that point. 16 laps left to go. There's really not much between you and the racetrack when you sit in these cars, is there?
There is not. And you're sitting at attention. You're sitting right straight up and down in these cars, so.
Logan Schwedek continuing his strong night, riding in the 4th spot, 53. There's the man to beat at this point, Jacob Dykstra. We know the history that he's had with the Action Sprint Tour and here at OHSWEKEN Speedway in this crate sprint car division. Always just so good. And now he's got Jesse Costa right on his rear. Nerf Bar Carter Long's ready to go, hopping on the flag stand, ready to throw the asphalt works. Green flag, single file past that restart cone.
Clean and green, Jacob Dykstra out in front. Gets a nice gap on the 52 with Jesse Costa.
Oh, up the track goes Austin Rose right in front of Steve Murdoch. He'll get that car back under power.
He took a great detour there in turn number 2. Not what he wanted to do at all.
Whoa, close call 3 wide. Middle of the pack with Kiana Teal, Lance Erskine, and Cam Thompson.
Lots of action everywhere you look out there, but out in front, Jacob Dykstra continuing to lead the way, closing in on some slower traffic.
Curtis Connell will be the first car that he'll potentially put a lap down as he comes off of corner 4. Connell 1 lap down. Jesse Coswell, caution flags back out for Connor Ross, who's slow coming out of 2.
I bet you the car jumped out of gear or he stalled it out. He got half sideways, sort of half spun out. I think it killed the motor.
Kenny U-Pole push trucks will get out there. And maybe just a simple push off here for Connor. There he goes. Gives the thumbs up.
He was involved in that battle with A.J. Lewis, Adrian Staley, Keegan Baker, Ryan Fraser. They've been going at it back there in the deep end of the top 10. How about Steve Murdoch in that 2M? He was kind of nowhere outside of the top 10 for the longest time. He had a really good restart there, now just up outside of the top 5.
And following the tire tracks of Holly Porter right now. Steve Murdoch had a real up and down year last year.
Yeah, it was hit or miss.
Yeah,
for sure for Murdoch. Lots of speed though.
Of course, Holly Porter back behind the wheel in 2025, coming back to the crate sprint car division, 2017 champ. As Adam, you mentioned that earlier on. Good to have her back.
it's great to have Holly back. Like you said, a former champion.
Back we come. WG Truck Center's restart zone, and Jacob Dykstra sets the pace. Single file past the cone. Dykstra, Costa. Costa still not getting away from Podwinski just yet. He's hanging right there. Logan Schwedek riding in fourth. Fifth is Brett Stratford. Stratford looks to the inside of Schwedek, and he'll squeak on by just barely into the fourth position. But here comes Steve Murdoch on the outside line trying to get by the BS39 of Brett Stratford.
What a battle out there. Two of the hardest chargers in the field. Murdoch and Stratford going to town. Logan Schwedek right behind them. Then it's Holly Porter as we're to the halfway of this one. 10 laps in, 10 laps to go.
Still all Jacob Dykstra over Jesse Costa. And then Tanner Podwinski. That has not changed basically since the drop of the green flag. And again, Dykstra's already catching the back of the pack. He'll put Curtis Connell a lap down.
Trouble in turn one. Palazzari in the 5 goes around.
So that'll put us back under the Dixieland Grill caution flag with 9 laps left to go in this one. Like a simple spin for Palazzari, so should be a quick push off, and we'll get things back going again here. So, stack them back up another time. Still 11 on the board, 9 to go. Palazzari getting the push here.
So, great catch by Jamie Turner, who actually sent me a text saying they got a black flag to 50 of Adrian Staley. His right side headers had fallen off. And he said that will cook an engine.
Yeah. I wondered what you were doing.
Yeah, you know, once in a while you get a message that's urgent enough. And you even heard the race director, Dave Hunsinger, say, 50, take it to the pits. We're trying to save you an engine. He's having a good run, top 10 run. So Jacob Dykstra, welcome back to Ohsweken Speedway. He is having a great run out there.
Just having a look at the all-time win list for the crate sprint car division. Mac DeMann leads the way with 16. Behind him, there's a four-way tie for second, all with 10 wins. Ryan Hunsinger's there. Don't think he's coming back anytime soon to get up there. Aaron Turkey, of course, running the 360s. Jesse Costa has 10 wins, so he could get up there even this year possibly and get himself the all-time win list, but Holly Porter has 10 as well, so she can come back here and add to that total. So that'll be interesting to watch as the year goes on. One name we won't see this year, Brent Bigelow, of course, was one of the title contenders 1 year ago, not back with crate sprints this year.
No, that car is now the 78 of Darren McLennan.
Yep.
Mobile 1, white flag displayed. Jacob Dykstra going to bring them back around.
Single file pass the restart cone. Carter Long ready to cut them loose. 9 to settle it.
Again, Dykstra with a good restart, so important out there. get that little bit of a cushion, be able to run your own line. Jesse Costa, second place. Look at the wing angle on the 52 of Jesse Costa. He's got wing cranked into that, trying to build some speed.
You've talked about Steve Murdoch. He started in the 16th spot. He's putting the pressure on right now for that third position, trying to get on the concrete down in front. But Tanner Podwinski's holding him off. It's all Jacob Dykstra, Jesse Costa right now, 1 and 2.
Tanner Podwinski, another driver who has had his share of hardships in the crate sprint division. Be great to see him on the podium. You know Steve Murdoch's going to give it all he's got out there, though, in that 72 machine.
And Murdoch takes over the third position now. Podwinski to fourth. And Brett Stratford, the defending champ, back in the fifth spot as we ride along board with him. You can see how far off fourth, third, second, and first are for him.
Surprising to see him stall out there as the yellow flag is displayed. Problems for Nico Hansen in the 27.
That will give us a restart with 4 laps left to go. Land grill caution flag comes up one more time. 4 to go in this one, final race of the night. And not much else you can say. It feels like one of those races where it's Jacobs to lose. Something has to happen. Just those restarts. He gets such a launch that he gets that cushion by the time he's even to corner 1.
Yeah, and then smooth enough to get through 1 and 2 as we have a look at a replay of Nico Hansen sliding up off the racetrack in that 27 machine to bring out the most recent Dixieland Grill yellow flag.
The Lockhart's, what will normally be the choose cone for the 360s. The restart cone comes out thanks to Lockhart's for sponsoring that here in 2025.
Jacob Dykstra, the 5D. Jesse Costa, the 52. The 2 is Steve Murdoch. 72, Tanner Podwinski. And Brett Stratford in the 39. That is your top 5. 4 laps to go to settle this one on opening night 2025 at the Big O.
Nashville Works green flag back in the air. Jesse Costa about as close as I've seen anyone to the back of Jacob Dykstra on that restart, but Steve Murdoch now will slip to the inside, and by the time they get off of corner 2, Dykstra's gone, but the caution flag's back out.
I'm not sure what for.
Neither do I. Is that a... Oh! What was that about? Dykstra put back 2 spots.
Gotcha. Lights are out, coming back to green.
I'm assuming you can't go before that WG Truck Center's line, and maybe he went early on that. Here's Costa, leads them.
Steve Murdoch to the inside, down in 1 and 2. Jacob Dykstra, a man on a mission in third. Side by side for the lead down the backstretch.
Here they come off of the corner. It's Jesse Costa on the outside line. Dykstra tracking him down. He'll get around Steve Murdoch. Dykstra down to the inside of the 52. That D&O towing 52 machine back to the second spot. And I had a feeling Jacob was going to be hungry to get right back up there. Here comes Costa back down to the inside.
Jesse Costa down low, Jacob Dykstra up high. They'll cross each other over. Dykstra back to the inside to the top spot.
This time by will be the Mobile One white flag. One more trip around for JD Jacob Dykstra, your leader. For Jesse Costa, Steve Murdoch, they'll head down on 1 and 2.
Lots of cars sliding around out there on the racetrack. Everybody looking for racing room. Off of turn number 4 for the final time. Jacob Dykstra takes the win. Costa's second. Murdoch rounds out the top 3.
Tanner Podwinski narrowly ahead. Actually, it was a dead heat at the line between Podwinski and Austin Rose. Exact same time at the line. Brett Stratford, the defending champ, 6th. 7th, Brian Nanakoke. 8th, Holly Porter. 9th, Cameron Thompson. And Logan Schwetting rounds out the top 10. But Jacob Dykstra's back. And with a victory, career win number 5 in the crate sprint car division here at OHSWEKEN Speedway as he celebrates. In that 5D, Jacob Dykstra will go down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane. He'll join Jesse Costa, Steve Murdoch. As Jacob Dykstra is doing an extra lap there. He's being called to the infield to Victory Lane. And Steve Murdoch, 3rd place finish for him. He'll do the extra lap as well. As Jacob Dykstra brings it down in front. Steve Murdoch will make his way, and we will get to talk to our top 3 in just a moment in Slack Lumber Victory Lane as Lone Wolf Fireworks set to light up the sky for our final feature of the night. Don't forget, Wednesday and Thursday night, the World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series will be here 2 nights. Their return to Canada. SPEEDWAY.com for tickets and information. As Lone Wolf Fireworks lights it up for that guy right there, Jacob Dykstra. Will send it down trackside. Clinton Jeffrey will talk with our top 3.
Jacob Dykstra makes his way out of the 5D, back into Slack Lumber Victory Lane. We'll get him around front and have a word with him here. We'll also talk to our other top 3 drivers as well. Jacob, solid run here tonight. You look like you had him covered handily this evening.
Yeah, they tried to put us back 2 spots on that restart. I'm pretty sure the leader controls the start, but that's okay. Didn't matter. After 2 years being back, and we're going to take every single one this year.
Well, the leader has to start in the restart zone, so that's why you got the penalty. We get over here and talk to Jesse Costa. Jesse, what a drive here tonight. Solid start to your year. You're looking pretty good there, but track kind of a little rough for you guys tonight, I think, maybe.
It wasn't too bad, just 1 and 2, just a couple bowls. I hit 1 right at the start of the race, but yeah, good start of the year. I thought we might be lucking into a win there, but I was just happy to get the race over. We were overheating pretty bad at the end. I got to thank Nate and Ash for putting me in the car, Ackland Insurance, DNO Towing, the whole Neville family, Legacy Holdings, all the Gledhill family, Larry, Eric, Wells Foundry, Butler Built, Welders Millwrights, Lone Wolf Fireworks, Tate's Automotive, my dad, Steven Goldner's here. He's working on the car. Appreciate him. Both my parents and my wife watching at home, I'm sure. Love you.
There you have for Jesse Costa's 2nd place tonight. We'll get over here and talk to Steve Murdoch. Steve, solid drive for you here tonight. 3rd place. That's a good start to your season. You know, these two have their stuff together, but you're looking pretty good too.
Yeah, we finished the night better than we started it. We definitely lacked in the heat race, but we made it work in the feature, so that's all that matters.
Awesome drive. Steve Murdoch will be 3rd tonight. Jesse Costa will be 2nd. And your winner here tonight, Jacob Dykstra. Guys, that'll wrap things up from Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Don't forget, we're back here Wednesday, Thursday for the Outlaws.
Great night for opening night, Adam. It was the weather we needed, great racing, and we're excited for Wednesday and Thursday.
It's going to be a lot of fun, Greg. Can't wait. That was a good night.
That'll wrap things up on behalf of the Stiers family, all the staff, officials, and crew, and on behalf of Clinton, Jeffrey, Adam Ross, I'm Greg Kelman saying so long from OHSWEKEN Speedway here on GeForce TV. copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of GeForce TV. GeForce TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.